You stay in Wonderland, and I show you how deep the rabbit hole goes. Remember, all I'm offering is the truth, nothing more.
I want my silver band. Reparations. Yeah. Simmer down. Karen, bring that beat back, Karen. Bring that beat back. Bring that beat back.
The Self Love Show, giving you more than vitamins and minerals. Food for your soul, information and plans integral to making your mind grow. With more growth and development, BS is irrelevant to the intelligent. Knowledge, wisdom, and understanding is what we represent. It's the Self Love Show, the Self Love Show, the Self Love Show. We do it for the people. The Self Love Show, it's the Self Love Show, it's the Self Love Show. To expose the no equal. The Self Love Show, the Self Love Show, the Self Love Show. Tory Wordsmith 9 is the Self Love Show, the Self Love Show. You know how the story goes. It's the Self Love Show.
Love Show. Yes, sir. The views expressed in today's pod are those of the host, the guests, and are not necessarily reflective of TATN or any affiliates. Welcome to the Self Love Show on This Ain't That Network. And as we affectionately call it, TATN. This is a safe space where we dive deep into the intersections of mind, body, spirit, and culture. This is one of the co-hosts, 9 Mills. All praise to the ancestors, the Most High. And last but not least, my late and beloved Mama Sky. I miss you more and more each moment. In today's episode, we journey into one of the most provocative and symbolically rich narratives in modern theology, not tricknology. The story of Yacub. His tale unfolds on the island of Patmos, where science, prophecy, and rebellion converge in a cosmic experiment that reshaped human history. But Yacub's story is more than a theological claim. It's a lens through which we explore race, power, and consequences of intellect unbound by ethics. Okay? Whether seen as literal history or symbolic allegory, Yacub embodies archetypes found across cultures. The rogue creator, the fallen demiurge, the Promethean rebel. His legacy invites us to question who controls knowledge, how identity is shaped, and what happens when creation defies divine order, or as Brother Wordsmith may say, defies the program. Through riddles, quotes, and layered interpretation, we'll unpack Yacub's origins, his controversial experiments, and the esoteric echoes that ripple through his journey. From ancient scrolls to modern genetics, this episode invites you to look beyond the surface and into the symbolic machinery of mythic religion. So, whip out your self-love vision. And your 10 hats. This is the Self Love Show, and this is the revolution. The revolution will not be on YouTube, however. These are lessons, not lectures. We're live and live in color. Today is Tuesday. If you're in California, did you get out and vote today? Did you? November 4th, 2025, at approximately 7:15 in the holy Mecca in the city of Chicago. And as always, you cats can be anywhere in this magnanimous universe, but thankfully, we all chose to be here together. That's right. Here together. Bear down, what down, brother Wordsmith. What you manifesting today?
Love, 9. You know me. I'm manifesting love. What you manifesting?
Ditto, good brother. Pure, magnificent, unfettered, unfiltered. Some say tough, others say harsh, but I can assure you, self-love just the same, bro.
No doubt, no doubt.
What's been going on in your neck of this stolen land?
Ooh-wee, ooh-wee. These people been doing it dirty. Just it's been a lot going on. This whole shutdown or what have you. Really gonna see some outbreak about that.
Think you're gonna see some uprising there, fella?
I believe so. If they don't get it together.
You think the hunger pain is gonna outweigh human decency?
Yeah. I think that I think they're gonna be surprised that some of the so-called authorities are not gonna follow their madness.
They're not gonna die over people starving.
Yeah, and they're not gonna make them starve. They're they're following orders.
Yeah, yeah. There's some data, greater data, I should say. Should have had this prepared, but Karen, all right, all right, all right. Here's some data though. You mentioned people starving, SNAP benefits. All right, there you have it. SNAP recipients by race. So 35.4% of all SNAP receivers are from the Caucasus Mountains, allegedly. 25.7% are Yacub colored, non-Hispanic, native indigenous swarthy. You guys got to get some deodorant. And then we got the hardest working ethnic group out of any ethnic group probably in America, according to the current narrative. Your Hispanics out there, non-Caucasoid, 15.6%, okay, are receiving SNAP benefits. So now, these figures are the racial ethnic composition of SNAP participants reported by the USDA, most recent published breakdown. Now, here's what's interesting. Percentage of each racial ethnic group that receives SNAP rate within the population. So 17% of your copper colored, indigenous, some native, some brought over on chattel slavery, bronze colored, swarthy, probably need some deodorant. 17.2% of our population are allegedly receiving SNAP, right? So that's close to 1 out of 5 in our neighborhood to be starving, okay? Unless you help. You can help. And then there's your Hispanic and your non-Caucasoid Latinos and Latinas, Latinx. 15.8%, so it's similar, 16% versus 17%, are on the SNAP. Okay, maybe you call it WIC over there in the Midwest. I don't know why they call it different stuff, no matter where you are. And then 11% of your drop dead gorgeous smart, second hardest working population in America, your Caucasoids from the Caucasus Mountains, are receiving these benefits. Okay, so there's the data. What say ye?
The
You guys
latter.
like, share, subscribe out there.
Excuse me, goodness.
Like, share, subscribe. What the hell was going on? Yeah, all right, yeah, all right,
Phlegm.
yeah,
Oh man, I was trying to clear it and couldn't clear it.
yeah.
guys say that the latter is the largest population by far. Your so-called drop gourd,
Drop dead gorgeous. Well,
so-called.
okay, all right. So I see what you're saying, right? If there's 300 million Americans and 80% of so-called caught from the Caucasus Mountains, it's 240 million, 10%. So that means 24 million of them will be starving real soon, right? 24 million. So if you got 17% of your African Americans, so-called, and maybe 13%, so you're looking at 40 and 50 million, 17% of 50 million, that's 9 million would be starving. So that's a total of 20 million starving. And I imagine the numbers with your Hispanics would be about the same. So yeah, you probably have 30 million people starving in the United States, but we can just take the big number, you know? Wow. So you're saying that's going to lead to crime? No, maybe some general
Not,
shoplifting. That's about it.
not some crime. Some other. They're not taking that.
You know, storm the grocery stores and then nobody will have food.
They probably going to do that. That's probably going to happen first. But no, it's going to lead to some major issues in this country if they keep pulling this crap.
Well, one truth may come out is that it's these Europeans,
Yeah,
some of the
that's
immigrants,
definitely going to come out.
the Pope pink demographic that nobody's been talking about. Dr. King mentioned it.
Yeah.
You know, they used to, they like to depict us as barefoot down in the South eating watermelon, and really that was who?
Them.
Yeah,
Well, I don't know about
yeah,
the watermelon part, but barefoot and didn't have shit.
yeah, dirty. And one thing about us, we were clean. You can say what you
Most
want.
definitely. And
Yeah.
watermelon is one of the healthiest things you can eat.
All right, I don't know what you kind of say. I can't mention watermelon. This guy got it in his craw.
Well,
Yeah.
man, you talk about them eating watermelon, and that's one of our crops. That's
Yeah.
American Indian crop. It's not no immigrant crop.
Yeah. Yeah. So you're saying that was indigenous to here, the
Yes,
watermelon.
yes.
Interesting. Well, you learn something new every day. Yeah, so great point, bro. I mean, yeah, something's got to give. That's for sure. Everybody's sitting around in their smug in their little gated communities, and I got food. They,
Not for long, buddy. Just keep going like this, and the stores get wiped out. Who you think they're coming for next?
yeah,
These big
yeah,
old houses.
yeah, yeah. 100%. And those big refrigerators, huh, Self?
Mm-hmm. People with 4 or 5 refrigerators.
Yeah. Yeah, well said. And God bless the people, man. I hope it doesn't come to this. They released some of the monies.
Yeah.
Yeah, they got an emergency fund. They just be making up shit as they go. I've never heard of such.
Well, they're full of it. And they got money for everything when they want to. Period.
100%.
And well, I mean, why not when they can just print it?
Well, according to Trump's people, there's a lot of quote unquote illegal aliens receiving SNAP and they should.
Yeah. Yeah. There's a lot of illegal aliens doing a lot of things. Didn't we see with that last week on the show when they had the cop?
Yeah. Cops and truck drivers. And why don't we just send money to all the third
We
world countries?
do. We do. Most of them
Yeah.
already. And the rich ones too. Just send money to everywhere.
Yeah. And the rich ones too.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. Because Israel always got their hand out, and per capita, they're
Oh my
one of the
God.
richest nations on earth. And we digress a little bit. You guys can see the topic in there. There's another one I want to show you that shocked me here. Uh, most expensive cities in the world. I thought London would be on here. And look at that. The Windy City is number 10. Most
Wow.
expensive places to live on earth. That's not
What?
always just about housing. It has to do with a lot more than that.
Okay, New York is third. I can't.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, New York's third. San Fran is fourth. Boston is fifth. You know where you got
Damn.
huh?
I said, damn.
Damn what?
The shit, half of the top 10. More than half the top 10
Is what?
American cities.
Yeah. Yeah. Seattle, LA. I didn't know Seattle was more expensive than LA.
I had no idea. Boston, well, I kind of had an idea San Fran was.
Yeah, I knew San Fran because Palo Alto and the all that money from tech. Yeah, Boston, man. People from Boston kept telling me how expensive it was. I thought they were just blowing it out. Thought they had too much chowder.
Apparently,
But
they
look
don't
at
have enough
Switzerland, bro.
cheddar.
They don't get involved in any wars.
No, shit.
They just stack that money, huh? So
Yeah, they holding a bunch of people's money too.
yeah, they are. Yeah, they are. They don't choose sides. Yeah, they don't judge the criminals, so called. They figure they're off. What? You
The
got
money
this
all
much.
spent,
They're all criminals. You got this
all
much. Yeah.
all their money spends. I don't care where it comes from out there.
Yeah.
They
And
don't
you got
care.
this much
All.
money, you're probably a criminal. If you're pulling up at the bank with hundreds of millions of dollars. And RIP Big Dick Cheney, huh?
What?
Yeah.
I didn't see that.
Big Dick Cheney passed away today. I think they
Uh,
said he was 84, bro.
yeah. Well, I don't. My mama taught me you don't have nothing good to say. Don't say nothing at all.
Yeah, rest in peace. We digress. What to expect on today's show? We always kick it off with the Self Love Show quote of the day. And then we have our more growth and development platform video. That's only like less than 1 minute. We got some tattoo tyranny out there. So we're going to show our government, your government, interacting with the folks that pays their salary. And we'll let you know if it's tyranny or if it's something we can vibe with. And then dome teaser. Your mind is a terrible thing to waste. We got a riddle that has been pinned into the chat. So type in the answer if you think you're smart enough and you can process. Put it right there in the comments. And then today's topic, the story of Yacub, Unpacked. Do me a favor, hit that like button. Brother Wordsmith has solved the today's dome teaser in our personal chat. So you guys see if you can also solve it as well. If he can do it, I'm sure you guys can do it too. Unless you're just sitting there with your lips poked out, daydreaming. And that's fine. If that's what you want to do. All right. So any announcements there, fella? Oh, and then we wrap it up with my personal favorite part of the whole shebang. And that's going to be Wordsmith's final words. He's going to summarize this whole thing off the top of his dome. Okay. Stick around for that. That's my favorite part. All right, bro. But first, you got any announcements? Yeah.
Well, I think you spoke on it earlier. Happy born day to my son. Love you to hear forever.
100%. 100%. Angel. Yes, sir.
You real.
Yeah. Happy turn around the sun. You know what I mean? Many, many more. Good health, good wealth, and good knowledge of self. You know what I mean?
Well on his way. Young man is outstanding.
Yeah, no doubt. No doubt. Like father, like thunder. All right, y'all. Yeah, so you guys subscribe. I'm gonna say stop the violence out there, stop the violence. That's my announcement. And get your health checkups out there. Uh, you know, like, share, and subscribe. And if there's anybody out there, any people from the Nation of Islam or anybody who knows anything about Yacub, we'll be happy to take any questions or any comments, any information you want to plug in there. Do you guys think Yacub is real or just more of a mythical figure? This is what we want to talk about. And, they should call me Big Head. I wish I would have embraced that more when I was a kid. You know what I mean? Because I knew about Yacub. You know what I mean? Yeah, I wish I would have embraced that more. You know what I mean? That should have been my rap name, Yacub. You know what I mean? I created you, you devil.
Evil one.
Yeah. Yeah. But enough of my yapping. Well, 1 second. Big ups to Midwest Festivals, presents Ancestral Echoes. These are our sponsors, y'all. Big ups to Midwest Festivals. Check out Ancestral Echoes. It's going to be the 4th annual House Music Fest, Glamping House Music Fest. They can drop ship your mobile home, your trailer, they got tents available. Or if you're savvy already, you can bring your own and post up out there in Pembroke, Illinois, in the dark of the woods. They light everything up.
Uh-oh.
Water's available, clean porta potties.
It's
You
probably
never have to wait for that. Great stage, best DJs in America, great music, and beautiful people. What did I miss out?
it's moving.
Oh,
Announcement was surely coming.
okay. Well, we'll get that. And great people. You know what I mean? Great activities, you guys, and party favors, gifts. Pull up. Support it, and come out, enjoy yourself, decompress. It's good for your mental. It's good for your mental health. Big ups, Tay Mills Aesthetics. You find yourself in sunny Southern California. You need an esthetician, copper color, multicultural skin, body, and weight loss pro, licensed, bonded, fully insured. Reach out to Tay Mills at www.taymilzaesthetics.com. That's www.taymilzaesthetics.com. I just popped that into the chat. And big ups Bella B. You need you some swag on your shirt, such as this. Reach out to Bella B. Bella B can be reached at designs365 at gmail.com, designs365 at gmail.com. Tell them the Self Love Show sent you. And last but not least, we got Gym Recovery. Find yourself in the Chicago area and you need a tow, reach out to Gym Recovery. He'll pull up in a brand new top of the line flatbed, get you and your car home or truck home safely. So I think Brother Wordsmith had something to add to that. I'll let him handle his business.
Yes, y'all. Don't stop. Self Love Show rocks on. As always, have a very important video. Silverback More Growth and Development platform, which we're building the Self Love Nation off of. But before that, we always have the Self Love Show quote of the day. Yacub was a scientist born to create trouble, a maker of mischief, who used the laws of genetics to engineer a new people. Elijah Muhammad, message to the black man in America. Silverback More Growth and Development platform. Number 1, repair our nation via reparations. We demand our silver back. Number 2, to connect our breadwinners with our activists. And 3, show an accurate depiction of African American Chi-Town. 4, to shine a light on positive influences. 5, heal our community one person at a time. 6, to provide an unfiltered platform for our influencers. 7, recycle the black dollar. 8, to provide mentors for the mentorless. 9, close the gap between us and our pink kinsmen. Number 10, protect our women, children, and men by any and all means necessary.
That part. People said truly. And if you missed last week's The Self Love Show, we covered 3I Atlas Shrugged. And bro, remember I told you the 29th or whatever. Yeah, day was the day. NASA need another space agency. Never a straight answer. NASA, they said it's got some. It's increasing in speed, but it's not due to gravity. Yeah, they came out and said that it's changing speed, but it's not as a result of gravity. But they won't say, well, then what is it a result of?
I mean, they're saying it's on orbit. So I don't understand them trying to say what they're saying. Makes no sense.
Well, but it's not in the sun's orbit. What orbit is it on?
It's
But you're
got to be.
right.
They said they called it an orbit. They said
I
it was
know. Yeah, yeah, I
what
know.
was it that it wasn't connected to the sun, but it was still in the orbit.
Yeah,
So if it's in the orbit, then it's how can you say it's not supposed to be because of gravity? You know what I mean?
yeah,
And certain stuff speeds up and slows down, going around these things, depending on how close or far they are away.
yeah. They would know that. Man, this is suggesting that it's got some sort of propulsion.
Yeah,
Uh, in my mind's eye, it's
yeah.
got sort of artificial propulsion.
Man, this is all looking up like blue beam.
Could be, or it could be alien craft
Definitely could be.
from another galaxy. We can't be the only ones out in the universe.
No, we
That's
definitely
for
not.
sure.
Definitely not the only ones on this plane. I can tell you that.
Yeah. All right. Yeah, that's true. All right, we got a poll question, but that's interesting, man. And NASA, they still haven't released any photos though, and they're supposed to by law. I think it's 21 days after the request. They're supposed to do it, but they haven't released anything. They won't even release it to the scientists, reputable scientists, quote unquote.
Yeah, they're trying to fix it up real nice.
Yeah, they won't believe Bluebeam if you just give up the information right away.
Yeah.
All right, we got this is we got a poll, y'all. And Karen, if you can drop the why didn't this we're gonna drop a link into the chat, and that's the poll. All you ladies and gentlemen have to do is click on that and you can have your voices heard. Do you believe the story of Yacub? That's the poll question. Do you believe the story of Yacub? First option is yes. Second option is no. Third option is who's Yacub? And the fourth option is unsure, rubbing my bum on the fence. Brother Wordsmith and I will reserve our answers for the end of today's presentation. During our summary, we'll let you know what we selected. Interesting results. I'll tell you what, so far, no one has said that they don't believe it. That's wild. All right, the story of Yacub, Unpacked. Smash that like button. I mean, it seems to follow that if there was a scientist that invented pinks and whites, we wouldn't get credit for that because we weren't doing science until Pythagoras and all of them, allegedly.
Uh, we weren't even doing the Pythagoras and none of that. That's, you know,
Yeah.
it's all somebody else.
Yeah. Yeah. Although all these great things were built all over the world, the obvious science and math was being done and
Oh, man.
geometry and right angles, obvious.
I mean, to the centimeter,
Yeah.
millimeter.
Yeah.
So,
Thousandth of a centimeter, right?
yeah, so
Yeah. Yeah.
that
All right.
BS out of there out there. Get it out of there.
Did you see we got Detroit's finest. They had an open mic night.
Yeah, I
Detroit's
pretty
finest
much
open
stay
mic.
unplugged, but I'm don't think I know what that is at all.
All right. Well, fair use. This is from Fox. Fox is on the box. Fair
Uh-oh.
use.
First at 5, an update to a story that Fox 2 broke last night regarding a controversial scanner call.
Police scanner audio suggesting an officer intentionally altered information in their report. Fox 2's Lauren Edwards joins us live outside DPD headquarters after hearing more from police about what happened. And Lauren, you talked to police today.
Absolutely, Jessica and Roop, I can tell you that there was so much of an update and so much to tell you. And after reaching out to Detroit police, we finally met at headquarters. We sat down. They explained so much. But first, let's take a listen to that controversial scanner call.
Hey, Smith, you're doing the UD-10 for Fight's accident? Yes, sir. All right, when you enter her driver's license number in, just accidentally change one digit.
Now, that was from about 5:30 Thursday morning out of Detroit Police Precinct 4 in Southwest Detroit. DPD has confirmed to Fox 2 that this audio is authentic and is related to an on-duty crash. Now, Thursday, Fox 2 was told through sources that it is possible this was done to circumvent this on-duty crash affecting the officers' car insurance rates. Today, Fox 2 sat down with Detroit police at their headquarters. Police say they believe the crash involved an officer who backed into a pole. They could not confirm if there were any injuries, but they explained their policy and that they are looking into that call.
There was a officer involved accident, and it's my understanding that our policy is we go and we do an investigation on that accident. Part of that is the UD-10 that is completed. That's Michigan. Basically, it's Michigan law that we have to report it. So it's my understanding then that something was indicated about switching just accidentally switching a number. Well, that's not something we do. That's not something we're trained on. I mean, quite frankly, it's completely against our policy.
Accidentally when you're doing it on purpose.
In the UD-10 instructions. That in order to make sure that if there is an accident while you're on duty,
and they said nothing about the other officer. He said okay.
It does not harm your personal driving record, and that's clearly indicated in the instructions. So again, we have to ask why, because it's all in here. It's all expressly spelled out for someone completing a UD-10. I know right now we are launching an investigation on it because we are, quite frankly, concerned. This is completely out of policy, completely against everything that we do, and we would like to know also what's going on, and I think we'll know shortly.
Now, Deputy Chief Mark Bliss there says that supervisors do look over those UD-10s, which are later compiled by Michigan State Police, and he says it may take a few weeks before the investigation is completed. Reporting live in downtown Detroit outside of their headquarters, Lauren Edwards, Fox 2 News.
And Lauren, until we brought it to their attention, this doesn't appear that it was something that they were even looking into. Not to jump to conclusions, but obviously this casts a shadow on possible other investigations and crash reports and that kind of thing. Did they talk about how far back in this supervisor's record they'll be looking?
No.
We asked a little bit about, just the officer and a little bit into the investigation, and there wasn't much that they can say. But once we brought it to their attention yesterday, they said it was on their radar and that's when they began to start looking into it.
Yeah.
All right, Lauren, thanks so much for that update.
You like that? You imagine if we had an organization in college we belong to. Oh, yeah, we're going to start looking into that now.
Yeah, amazing how he was so cavalier in his ignorance. He couldn't talk straight.
He sure couldn't. Couldn't get the lie out.
He knew it was bullshit, and he knew goddamn well that, oh shit.
Yeah, heads are gonna roll.
Yeah, because now these some bitches, how can you be so stupid to talk that clearly over open?
Because they've been doing it all the time, and nobody.
Yeah, so that's what I'm saying. That's why that motherfucker was nervous, like, oh shit, because if they open up the whole thing and see what's really been going on there, it might be a problem.
Well, yeah, that's what I'm saying. We had an organization, and they were like, "Okay, we heard you guys talking about somebody cheated on that test." And then they're talking about going back and looking at 4, 6, 7 years. Oh boy, yeah, we're gonna investigate all this, and we'll let you guys know later.
Yeah, it's some BS.
We're gonna investigate and let you guys know later what we've come up with.
They didn't even say the dude is fired or anything.
Administrative, both of them, like you said, not just the supervisor.
Yeah.
But he could say he was taking orders, like what they said with the Hitler trials. I was just taking orders.
Yeah, we don't know who brought it up too, because maybe it was him.
Yeah, like how do I cover this up? Yeah, you're right. Yeah. Wow. Supervisor, right? Supervisor's dumb enough. Tyranny?
Well, absolutely tyranny.
That's tyranny. What do you guys think?
Absolutely tyranny to some.
Yeah. Put a thumbs up in the chat if you like that. And if you like paying your taxes for that type of scam, insurance fraud is what they'd be calling it if they were investigating me for that. And put a capital T if you think it's tyranny right there in the chat. All right, y'all, like, share, subscribe. The story of Yacub Unpacked. That's what we're covering here today. We got one more and then we'll jump on topic. Drop Dead Gorgeous. You know, I've been on these Karen's ass. Pick up some Karen here. She does our production. She's an intern. Drop Dead Gorgeous Karens on planes. Something happens to Karens when they're on planes.
Stop. Chaos at the airport as police take two unruly sisters into custody.
Are you kidding me? I'm getting arrested?
Sunburned after a Florida vacation were ordered off a Frontier Airlines flight because they appeared to be drunk. Cops at Orlando International found a stricken gate agent sprawled across the jetway.
She pushed me and then turned around, and then the sister came up and shoved me again, which I tripped over a Liz.
So both of them hit you?
Yes.
Okay.
Cops arrested 22-year-old Kiera Lyons without too much trouble.
Why am I detained? Why am I detained?
But when her 31-year-old sister Mara saw her sibling being taken away, she had a major meltdown.
No, we're not kidding.
She was also arrested and struggled with cops as both handcuffed sisters were placed in a patrol car. Charges were later dropped. And with all the talk about the government shutdown and delays at airports across the USA due to a shortage of air traffic controllers, some passengers are still managing to cause chaos all by themselves. Look what happened after this plane landed in Baltimore. A passenger stubbornly blocked the aisle, stopping the others from getting off.
You haven't been on this plane long enough, lady? Business.
Her daughter was sitting at the back of the plane, and she wanted the other passengers to step aside and let her daughter up the narrow aisle.
I would hate to be your daughter and have to go home with you.
The flight attendant is earning praise for diffusing the confrontation and gently persuading the passenger to step aside and let her fellow passengers move along.
What the fuck is wrong with people?
I don't want to say women, but right. She wanted her daughter to climb. Well, let's start with the Karens first. Yeah, they allegedly attacked that lady who was obviously faking injury for some sort of insurance sham with the company.
She was still sitting on the ground. I applaud her her position. We're gonna get some insurance money already. They touch. Oh,
I got a question. Who's training these people to look at you and say, "Oh, you're too drunk to fly"?
Man,
do you know what I'm saying? So, what do you mean? I'm not flying the plane.
Right, I'm riding.
That's it. I'm about to go to sleep back here
very shortly.
I'm gonna sleep it off. Right. I brought me a sandwich. Put that sandwich down. Probably use the can, and I'm gonna pull a tour.
Yeah, they'll wake up. When we get there, like,
I'm not gonna be a problem
at all.
Right.
Unless you make me a problem.
I might wake up and request another drink if y'all serving. But seriously, like, who's pointing people out? You know what I mean? I'd be pissed if I was getting on a flight and you had to go.
You've seen people though. I mean, come on.
I have seen people like too fucked up. Yes.
Yeah, and loud and obnoxious, and no,
but not the Karens.
Like that.
They weren't doing that.
Oh, yes. Are you kidding? Are you kidding? Lady was loud and yeah. They knew she was trashed.
All right, let's get to Sapphire at the end there, who wanted her daughter, who for some reason was seated way apart from her. I don't understand.
Completely.
But so everybody on the plane is supposed to let her climb over.
No, they're supposed to get back in their seat area.
Yeah.
And let her walk up. I mean, that doesn't make any freaking sense at all. That's just completely and totally unreasonable. Completely and totally. There's no reasonability about that.
And if you needed that kind of help, you should have communicated that to the flight staff. You know, if you're trying to get a connection flight or some emergency, you communicate that to the flight attendant so they can handle that. Then they'll make an announcement.
You tell them you're mentally retarded before you get on the flight.
Yeah. Other than that, you can take the meals bill and a big cup of what?
I said, you tell them that you're mentally retarded before you get on the flight.
Yeah. You tell them that somebody's mentally retarded. Otherwise, you take a big cup of STFU and
a sip slow.
And they dropped the charges against the Karens, though. They didn't get them for resisting arrest, disobeying a peace officer, all the stuff they get every black person with.
That's because those are felony charges. Assaulting the air crew.
Yes, federal.
Yeah,
allegedly assaulting, but all things worked out because the Karens just kept saying, "Take these off! Are you kidding me? I've never been in handcuffs in my life. I've done way worse shit than this."
She was gonna knock the police over because they was locking a
little sister. This is we're blondes, bleach blondes. Are you kidding me?
This is where we can do whatever we want. What do you mean?
Yeah.
Karen's got shit all fucked up.
Yeah, and a lot of it is some of these women are just losing their minds, bro. Have you seen how some of them are driving these days? Have you noticed it, or is it just me? Something aggressively dumb would happen on the road, and you pull up, and it's a female. Well, you don't want to talk now. The cat's got your goddamn tongue. All right, the story of Yacub.
I drive for a living, so I see a lot of mess.
But, yeah, okay.
You know,
this is all right. The cat's got your tongue. The story of Yacub.
Particular.
Unpacked. All right. All right. Let's move on to the dome teaser. All right. Here's the dome teaser. I split the seed, but not the soul. From dark to light, I played a role. Born of thought, yet cast aside. Who am I with truth denied? I split the seed, but not the soul. From dark to light, I played a role. Born of thought, yet cast aside. Who am I with truth denied? All right. That's today's and if you're more of a visual learner, it's pinned in the chat, the riddle. You guys type the comments what you think the answer is today. I'm starting to think you guys are mentally slow. And you need a large earpiece as big as this, call it a hearing aid, and put you down there in the basement with the asbestos. And the slow classes at William H. Ray, that's what they used to do. They put them in the basement where asbestos was. So I used to be down there smacking those pipes. Yeah. Yeah. Chewing on lead paint because it was, school was erected in the 1800s. All right. Enough of the appetizers out here.
Let's quench the self-love nation's thirst.
All right, Karen, we got a video. Yacub said that's messed up. I agree, Yacub L. You know what I'm saying? Nuthouse said religion. Nuthouse, no, sir. Thanks for your guess, but that is not correct. Yacub, I need you to guess on this dome teaser. It's pinned in the chat. Come on, brother. You know what I'm saying? All right, we do got it. This is like a promo, y'all, and we on topic.
Thus, we truly begin around 4000 BC. In the black city of Mecca, where Yacub, praise be upon him, was born. A bright yet arrogant child, he was very often derided and ridiculed for his strange case of macrocephaly, being given the shameful nickname of Big Head. Despite this, however, he pressed on, and by the age of 6, he had learned the law of attraction and repulsion by observing steel magnets. The children and other adults thought that he was just an ugly and stupid child that was merely playing with chunks of metal before presumably eating them. But in truth, he was analytically studying, because he was a smart boy with a big head. And fun fact, his big head actually worked way more than all of those other sneering skull cells.
Moses fleeing the people from Pharaoh.
Right.
Thought that
We
was,
got a lot of pink videos lined up here today.
I thought that was going to go on a lot longer.
All right, y'all. We do this show. We do it for the fallen warriors and the fallen citizens of the copper colored, i.e. George Floyd, R.I.P. Condolences to his family. We're copper first around here. All right. Copper colored first. We're on the bottom, should be at the top. So as long as we're on the bottom, you know, that's you're only as strong as your quote unquote weakest link. And so copper colored first. And we don't apologize about that. More growth and development. More MOOR, growth and development. That's what we're about. Y'all saw the video. And we're here to chronicle our story as opposed to taking his story and having it rammed down our throat, our children's throat, our grandchildren's throat. So it's all about balance. It's our story as opposed to his story. We're getting this greater data. We're doing it for the progeny, those who come behind us, which, if you believe in reincarnation, it could be us. So we're leaving breadcrumbs for the future so that we can manage this realm that we find ourselves in this boundless, limitless universe. And then big ups to Big Head. You know what I mean, Self? I went down this rabbit hole. I'm like, hey, low key, I fuck with Big Head, Yacub. You know what I mean? We'll get to that towards the end. You know what I mean? You know, the story of Yacub Unpacked. Smash that like button, y'all, and let's hop to it, brother Wordsmith. All right, where did the story of Yacub originate? Where's this coming from, there, fella?
Farad Muhammad, Nation of Islam.
Master Farad Muhammad. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Yeah, 100%. Story of Yacub originated in the early teachings of the NOI, specifically from its founder, Master Wallace Farad Muhammad, in the 1930s. Some say he was Caucasian or Arabic, or you know, he looks fair skinned, like he was passing at most. He might have been a tether, a CIA plant. CIA didn't exist back then, but they had the secret police, whatever they called, the SS.
It was called something.
Yeah, yeah. But he's, you know, who knows? Fair skin. It was later expanded by the Honorable Elijah Muhammad in his book, Message to the Black Man. If you guys haven't read that, read it. And have your young black males in your family read it. Message to the Black Man in America. So I believe that's when I first became exposed to the big head. Who was Yacub, according to Nation of Islam theology there, brother Wordsmith?
Well, he was a genius scientist with two brains. Thus his big head. He possessed two brains within him. And was the child of a forbidden relationship.
Was he? What was forbidden about it?
One of the people from Risk, his father had a relationship with a human, I think it was, or something.
Oh, because Yacub was an Atlantean?
Meccan. They were in Mecca.
So you're saying his father wasn't human? So he made a hybrid. Yacub was a hybrid.
That's what the information I found.
Really?
Said.
I don't think I've heard that.
It was through the Nuwapian that kind of
Well, I'm glad you found that because I was wondering about his parents. They say anything about his mama? So his mama was human.
Yeah, and he was banished. Either he was maybe not human, but of a lower class where they couldn't be together.
Oh, maybe it was a lower
And
like
different
royalty
caste.
versus regular people.
Yeah, and he got kicked out of the.
I don't know. He's got two brains, so he might
got
be
sent to the surface.
Yeah, so it sounds like he was an Atlantean.
It says Meccan. There's from Mecca.
Sent to the surface. So they were living underground or underwater?
Underground in Agartha.
Okay. So Yacub is described as a copper scientist, to Brother Wordsmith's point, who's said to have discovered a genetic law that allowed him to selectively breed a new race, your so-called white people, over generations. His creation was seen as a divine experiment that led to a period of global upheaval. I got something for you, though, before you comment on that, because there's some controversy behind that. Go ahead, Yacub. Y'all, please like, share, subscribe. Please like, share, subscribe. Here we go.
"6,000 years ago, on the sacred island of Mecca. 1,000 years ago, on the sacred island of Mecca.
Mecca.
A child was born unlike any before him. His name, Yacub. A prodigy, a thinker, a rebel with a mind sharper than the blades of creation itself. They say by the age of 18, Yacub saw something in the very code of man, the secret blueprint of power. He spoke of a world he would shape, a people he would make, a race born not of nature, but of design. Banished to the island of Patmos, Yacub gathered his followers. In exile, his experiments began, generation after generation of selective breeding, grafting light from dark until the first pale-skinned beings emerged from the shadows. They were cold, cunning, calculated, the reflection of Yacub's own ambition. He called them his new man. But soon, they turned the world upside down. From Patmos, they spread across deserts, oceans, and continents, rewriting truth, twisting faith, enslaving the very people from whom they came. Kingdoms fell, empires rose. The world became ruled by deception, greed, and blood. But the prophecy says their rule was never meant to last. 6,000 years, and the clock is running out. Now, as the veil of lies begins to tear, the children of the sun awaken. The earth trembles beneath the weight of forgotten truth. And somewhere, in the echoes of creation, the spirit of Yacub still whispers, "I made you in my image, and now the world will face the consequence." Thunder cracks. Silence follows.
All right. Okay. What is the symbolic meaning behind Yacub's genetic engineering? If this is myth, and we've discussed on the show, there might be a lot of truths to these so-called myths.
Yeah, I mean, truths over long periods of time become myths.
Right. Right.
So,
right. What was the guy who had the slave uprising they don't teach you about in school? So-called slave uprising.
I'm not sure.
Nat Turner.
Oh.
Nat Turner will be a myth in 300 years.
Yeah, he is a myth now.
Yeah, you don't believe it.
Yeah,
you gotta get off TikTok. Yeah, those Chinese are
No, that's not from TikTok. That's not from TikTok. He was created from Dan Calloway. He's got proof. He showed the documents that he was created by government proclamation. And they moved the places where he supposedly was and lived and all of that.
So he was created to be like a false flag so he can kill more black people?
No, he was created as a...
Why would they create a black hero?
Because it's a controlling measure. It's some hope. It's a hope, a non-hope, but it's a hope. Okay. It's settling that somebody did that. Excuse me.
So you and Dan Calloway don't believe black people were rising up against and slaughtering?
Of course they did. They called a lot of things they called, like the Civil War, were Indian wars. They wasn't Civil War. It was mainly us fighting the government.
Gotcha.
So, I mean, they just lie about everything and change what it is and what it was and what it was for.
And then, like, we got to give them a little hope here.
Yeah.
So they don't all just rise up now.
Yeah. At that point in time, yeah.
So, yeah. Okay. So, symbolic meaning behind his genetic engineering, if any.
Did a little research, and it says the story's genetic engineering functions as an allegory for racial origin, moral inversion, and social causality. It explains racial differences as a human-created, purposeful process and frames the rise of racial domination, deception, and social disorder as the consequence of that engineered split.
Hey, big ups to Nut House out there. Nut House saw today's dome teaser. Big ups, Nut House. You're one of the first in a long time to get out there and complete it. Yeah. Yacub is correct. The big head. All right. Yeah. So according to the AI, which I think Yacub is the creator of AI, if you believe in this, then what we've been dealing with is artificial intelligence in these people.
Absolutely, but it's older than Yacub.
Now, symbolically, Yacub represents the archetype of forbidden knowledge, like Prometheus or Frankenstein. His manipulation of genetics dramatizes the tension between intellect and morality and can be interpreted as a mythic retelling of colonization, scientific hubris, or the weaponization of knowledge. Why was Yacub exiled, and what does his banishment represent? Why was Yacub exiled from amongst the gods and goddesses?
I mean, because of what he was doing, his experiments. People got wind of it. And he was you got to go back before that. As a child, he was teased and tormented about his head and how he looked.
So that's why he was exiled?
No, he was exiled because of his experiments, but his experiments was because of his torment.
Oh, well, yeah. We'll get there. Yacub was exiled, to your point, because his experiments were deemed dangerous and disruptive to divine order, which is interesting. Because if he's able to do it, it would follow that it's divine order. No?
Yeah. I mean,
no?
If you set out with ill intent, is it divine order?
Will Smith slapping the shit out of Chris Rock had to have been divine order. Allegedly slapping the shit out of him. I see what you're saying. Is it divine? If you zoom out,
that's the question. That was it. It is order. It is in order. It happened, so it was supposed to happen.
I think.
Per se.
Yeah, I don't know. That's the question. His banishment echoes mythic themes of fallen demiurge or the rogue creator, figures who challenge cosmic balance and are cast out for their transgressive brilliance. Now, you were describing his physical. Yeah, he said he was like the first scientist, genetic scientist. Yacub. Yeah, that's what Farrakhan said too. Farrakhan said when they start coming out talking about they were, they had mapped the human genome. He was like, that's proof of Yacub. I mean, it's stuff the nation has been talking about for a long time. So, describe his physical appearance, bro. You probably know a little bit more. I know you had the big head, double brain. Was he copper colored? Was he pink? Was he albino?
Copper colored.
So he wasn't albino. Okay. Tall, short.
That I don't. But he's from a royal god
bloodline.
Yeah, so I would say his stature would be, I don't know for sure.
Did he take a wife? I couldn't
don't know
find anything on that.
I don't know anything of that.
Do you remember playing with magnets as a kid?
Yeah.
And trying to get the repelling sides to stay together?
I'm just amazed at how it flipped around so fast. As soon as you let it go, it'd be at that
right
pulse. You let it go and it like whoa.
Yeah, like son of a yeah.
Whoa.
Yeah.
As soon as you let it go.
Yeah. Yeah. Like if you can even get it there, bro, it was yeah.
But it's a trip, man. It's a natural order that opposites attract.
But there had to be divine order, you forcing those together. For that, whatever period of time it was, and for it to flip back, that was doing something in the ripple of the fabric of the universe, no?
I don't know, microcosm, very, I don't, I mean, everything affects.
Yeah, the butterfly effect.
The whole.
Yeah. Yeah.
I think that's a microcosm effect, though.
Yeah. All right, the story of Yacub Unpacked, y'all. We're going to get a couple more here, and then let's see. So, now you indicated, where was Yacub born, and what was unique about his birth there, fella?
Something got his parents, at least from Nubian literature, Nubian. They got banished to the surface because of a love that shouldn't have happened between people. I can't remember exactly why. But like I said, I think it was,
why haven't I heard of this?
You heard of Nubian because we went to Dr. York.
Oh yeah, Malachi York.
Yeah. Actually, we went to a talk on 71st and South Chicago. He was talking about Yacub. It wasn't him. It wasn't him. It was his people.
Okay.
Yeah, because he was in that Atlanta area or whatever at the time. This is before he got locked up and all of that or whatever.
So he was born on the island of Mecca. Mecca is not, as we know it today, it's not an island. The holy city of Mecca, it's not an island. So I'm just having the realization that Mecca was an island.
Yeah, it's a lot of things have been called, but like it's been put to a size. Like a lot of things were way larger.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? So it might have, that whole part Or if it's an island, it might be in that whole part or whatever. I'm not even sure what Mecca looked like on a map, honestly.
Well,
I know like California used to be like the whole West Coast, the whole length of
the word
states.
Mecca has two main meanings, one literal, one figurative. Literal meaning, Mecca, also spelled Makkah, is a holy city in Saudi Arabia, considered the most sacred city in Islam. It's the birthplace of the Prophet Muhammad and the site of the Kaaba, located inside the Masjid al-Haram, the Grand Mosque. Every year, millions of Muslims travel there and make their Hajj. Malcolm X went there. We know about that. Figurative meaning. In general English, the word Mecca, written in lowercase m, is often used to mean a place that attracts many people with a shared interest or goal. Example, Silicon Valley is a mecca for tech entrepreneurs. Okay, I know that sense. In this sense, it means a center or a hub for something. Okay, but it doesn't tell you. I guess that's what it means. Like, it doesn't really tell you what that means. I guess it's just a name. Because I'll be asking like Muslim people, like, what does that word mean? And they'll be like, nothing. Like, it's just a name. The names have meanings, don't they? This language is a spell.
Yeah, I think that some words don't have any meaning. There are filler words, something that doesn't amount to anything in the conversation. What do we call it? We call it what kind of talk do we say it is? The nonsense talk. What is that? You got a specific term you use for it. Mesh. What is it? Word salad.
Oh, yeah, word salad. Yeah. Okay. The name comes from the Arabic word Makkah, which is the original current. Okay. Earliest use. The term has been used since pre-Islamic times, referring to the ancient settlement. Early English is borrowed from medieval Latin Mecca. So I'm doing etymology, and it still is not giving any meaning. Wow. Okay. Yeah, it's just a name. So they say Yacub was born on an island called Mecca. In some versions, they call it Patmos.
Oh yeah, so that's not even the same Mecca that's on the
No, because the other Mecca is in Saudi Arabia.
Yeah, absolutely.
Right.
That's why they say island of Mecca, because he is connected with Patmos.
According to the Nation of Islam teachings, he was born with an unusually big head, interpreted as a sign of his immense intellect and destined purpose. His birth was prophesied in ancient texts as the arrival of one who would make a new people. So he was prophesied.
Yeah.
Wow. All right, we got a quick video we're going to run here.
I didn't know about the prophecy, though.
I didn't either.
It's the first I heard of that.
That's what I'm saying. It's got to be the divine order. We just get in the way. Yacub's mad science, the big head scientist.
The elders of the Nation of Islam appear to be the first of the Black liberation movement to popularize the history of Yacub. We find many variations of this story taught in Black consciousness, according to the Honorable Elijah Muhammad. Yacub was an ancient scientist who lived approximately 6,600 BC. Originally from the area that is today referred to as the Middle East, Yacub was believed to be from the lineage of great scientists who initiated extreme change in ancient society. Yacub's goal was to experiment with human life during a time when only Black or Aboriginal people existed on Earth. He took a critical mass of followers to Patmos Island in the Aegean Sea, where this critical mass practiced.
Is that an island?
Yeah.
That's the Mediterranean Sea. Okay. Yeah. All right.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
Patmos.
All right. Okay. All right. We're rolling. Greece. Macedonia. All right.
Negative eugenics, through annihilating all physical features associated with dominant traits, particularly dark skin, whereas they continued this form of selection.
This seems like eugenics.
In some terms.
Yeah, like they stole eugenics from us too. Turned it around and flipped it on us.
Well, they made it a pseudo science.
Yeah.
Active mating producing.
If this was done for real, then this is scientific. Them bottom feeders didn't, they just made up nonsense. Scientifically, it proved out as nonsense.
Papuana, Papua New Guinea. Esquimese, that's the Eskimo. There's your people, the swarthy.
And it has nothing to do with no deodorant, motherfucker.
And you got the Chinese, the Chinese. You got the Negro right there. And Ethiop. Then Arabs, the Blanco. Okay, we can keep going with it.
All of the various races, with the white race being the last. Many have criticized the story, both theologians and academics. However, others have taken research a step further, verifying the conceptual history. Metaphysicist Bobby Hemmett brought an alternative approach to the Yacub story, using the various literature of 20th century European occultists who allude heavily to the reality of genetic engineering being practiced in the ancient world. A similar approach was also taught by the Moorish Science Temple.
I mean, they show pictures of hybrid animals all the time.
Yes, because they did that.
Who taught that Caucasians were the result of Yacub grafting the chimpanzee and crossbreeding the newly formed Neanderthals with Aboriginal people.
Wow.
Interestingly,
and then yet they call us we were the ones that came from monkeys.
Bro, everything they say about us is them.
These conceptual stories are found in Southern African oral traditions with the tales of Zaharel-E, which chronicles the story of an ancient scientist with an unusually shaped head who created.
So in Southern Africa, they telling the same story, and it's nowhere near Patmos. Allegedly.
Created very savage hominids.
I'll say this. They have lied so much about where things are that we have no idea. The names of places around the world, there's so many names for the same, the same name for so many different lands.
Yeah, like they got lazy.
They didn't get lazy. It was confusion. This was done on purpose, bro. They don't want us to know where. That's why they teach us Africa is the motherland, and they got all the resources and all that, because they're trying to disconnect us from this land.
Species. Paralleling traditions are found in an even greater abundance in the Indian subcontinent and the history of the Vanara of the Vedic epics. Note that some Tamil scholars have come forth admitting that the Vanara are indeed the Neanderthals, but in fact Neanderthals do not predate human, contrary to what is taught in mainstream history. Although there's so much Eurocentrism found and currently being exposed in today's mainstream genetic research, the fact that genetic engineering was practiced in the ancient world is soon being acknowledged or verified. Myth or high science? What are your thoughts?
See, what you were saying about how he came to be, it made me think of somebody went and slept with a Neanderthal, and he was born part Neanderthal. But they're saying we created the Neanderthals from a splice between a monkey and a human.
No, I thought they were saying they made the white people from a Neanderthal and a monkey.
Yeah.
But not a Neanderthal, not a monkey, not a Neanderthal from a monkey, but a monkey and a Neanderthal to make the white person.
I failed to see the difference. Failed to see the difference.
Well, they didn't create the Neanderthal or the monkey. They just put them together and created something else.
It's weird how they say the humans were sleeping with Neanderthals and we were able to procreate, and not only that, but produce an offspring, which goes against the science that they teach us.
No, there are stuff that's close enough that have they
Oh yeah, they
usually
produce the offspring, but the offspring can't
it
produce an offspring.
usually
The
it ain't
offspring is supposed to be sterile.
it ain't always the case. There's some that it does. Um, shit.
Okay.
Can't think of it right now.
Yeah, you can use the computer and ask. What signs of genius did Yacub show as a child? I think we kind of covered this. And what did he discover at the age of 6?
The law of attraction and repulsion.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
Not
you learn
playing with
that.
magnets.
Yeah.
Um, how did his community respond to his early ideas?
He found a community that loved what he was doing to a point.
No, I mean his community that he was born in.
Oh no, you know, they overlooked him and until he got a following and all of that, and then they respected him.
Wow, that sounds wow. Are you serious? So many elders were wary of Yacub's intellect and ambition. Though some admired his genius, others learned the implications of his experiments. His ideas about creating a new race were seen as dangerous, leading to tension and eventual exile. So you were talking about why he was exiled earlier?
Mm-hmm.
Was it because he was hideous?
No. Had nothing to do with his appearance. It was what he was doing, those experiments.
I see what you're saying. And then he was so angry. That's why he wanted to create an army?
Yes. He wanted to create an anti these people, basically, because how he was treated.
Yeah, an army.
Yeah.
Right?
A whole race anti.
To destroy them.
Yeah. Yeah, basically, yep.
Yeah. Army.
Yeah.
Wow. And these people, I mean, I'm just saying, I'm not saying that I believe any of this. I'm saying that these people, one thing they know how to do is war.
Yeah.
They do killing like it ain't nothing.
Yeah, because he was grafting. Wow. All of the.
Explains how they could allegedly hang a human from a tree and cut the baby out and then smash the baby's head with a hammer and stuff like that. Like stuff
and then barbecue them and eat them.
Right.
And take pictures smiling and
with the kids and then go to church. Drop dead gorgeous. Then go to church singing hymns.
The tree is right outside the church.
That's yeah. Allegedly. We don't know what's in their heart.
Once upon a time, thousands and thousands of years ago.
Now listen to I was gonna delete this from the show run, but I'll let you listen to this demo yourself.
All these pictures are from the remember the holy tablets with the
there was a cartoon with this too, wasn't it?
It was Dr. York wrote whatever 300 books or all that. They all look like that. They was all this art.
I got what you're saying. Yeah, but there was a cartoon. I can't think of a name. The dude was super smart, cerebral. Something.
Oh, yeah. Brainiac or something.
Yeah, Brainiac. Yeah.
Once upon a time, thousands and thousands of years ago, there lived a great black scientist, a great African scientist by the name of Yacub. Yacub was a brilliant man. The only problem was Yacub, he had such a big brain that his head was kind of deformed. One day, the Africans in his tribe, they were making fun of him. They were calling him a peanut-headed nigga, a mallet head, a pumpkin head. They're just talking all kinds of shit.
I was going to report
And
on that.
Yacub,
I'm not.
he got really pissed off about this, that them niggas were talking all that shit. So he decided he would get revenge. And his revenge would be creating the evil white devil monster.
Isn't this great? It's great. You got a devil talking about, and he's being so smug about it all. He doesn't realize that
he's you know, that's his creator. Is what
and he's justifying it. Yeah, man. That's why I didn't erase this from the showrun.
White devil, raw flesh eating monster. And the way he would.
And we know who the biggest cannibals were, and it's not even close.
Well, I mean, yeah. I mean, that don't even need to be said.
You know, and the way he's being smug about the flesh eating concept, you know what I mean? If you don't know history, you think, oh yeah, this is all a bunch of nonsense. No, they were eating each other.
Yeah, you better be careful. That's what they say McDonald's is.
Yeah, well,
create this
allegedly.
Devil.
Well, I know
allegedly.
Yeah, I know animals don't like to eat it.
Would be from his recessed genes. But of course, before doing this, his good friend Malik told him, Yacub, don't do it. Yacub, don't unleash the evil, raw flesh-eating white devil on those poor people. They were just having some fun. They were just clowning you, nigga.
You having the same reaction I'm having. I wonder if this is a junior high school kid or what.
And Yacub was, no, homie, don't play that. That's what Yacub said. And he would have his revenge. So that's what Yacub did. He created the evil, raw flesh-eating white devil from his recessed genes. And boy, they were evil and nasty. And they had to live in caves, and they were so horrible that only dogs would sleep with them. And that's
so they live in caves. They smell so horrible. Only dogs will sleep with them.
Why to this day, white people still let their dogs sleep on the bed with them. That's right. They were such horrible, evil, raw flesh eating monsters that eventually Yacub and his people, they had to take them to the Caucasoid caves. That's right. They put them in the evil white devil, raw flesh eating monsters in chains and marched them to the caves. And they barricaded the caves to keep the evil white devil monsters away from their people because they were such devils. And the raw flesh eating white devil Caucasoid monsters, they escaped the caves. That's right. They broke free. And ever since then, they've been Yacub's revenge has been extracted
to the future. And when it
Okay.
Oh man.
Yeah, I was gonna report that dude for racist epithets, but I'm like, I'll let him wallow in his ignorance because that actually, to me, I was like, man, listen to this devil. He was mad. This boy, he found like he stumbled across the story of Yacub, and that hatred boiled up in him. And he had to go on video, didn't he, so?
Man, that shit almost sound like some AI. They got somebody's voice and put in what they wanted to say because this dude, he wasn't saying it right. It was in that racial tone. He like, oh, that's a pink person.
Yeah.
That was hilarious though.
Nuthouse said, if we talking that long ago, the landscape would have been totally different from what we see on the globe today. Probably going back to when we were showing that map.
Yeah. And they were talking about two different places. To my point about naming shit different, moving, so you don't know where they actually talking about.
He said yes with the Anunnaki. And then he said that white dude is high. Yeah, there's something wrong with him. It's probably MIP, alcohol, something. All right, what role did Yacub's childhood play in shaping his destiny? That's what you were getting at earlier. And this dude just went through it himself.
Yeah.
That racist dude we just listened to allegedly.
Yeah. I mean, getting bullied can really affect somebody, you know, especially somebody that's, you know, extremely smart. Like,
yeah, 2 brains.
Yeah.
Shit.
You can say, oh, you on that shit? Okay. I'm going to fuck you up real bad. And you ain't going to even know it.
Yeah, because 2 brains is almost like 2 people. It could be, you know, and we did a show on the 2 brain theory. So it's like he had 4 brains.
Yeah.
You know, each hemisphere.
Yeah.
And so, right. So it's almost like Yacub could have been a conjoined twin without the other body.
Yeah. Basically, that's what he is.
Which sounds like he was created, or to your point earlier, you know, some sort of abomination or hybrid.
That's what you know, from the Nuwapian stuff, you know what I mean? But you know.
Yeah, I mean, it's one source.
Yeah.
Yeah, so he was isolated. So that was the difference between him and me. You know, they used to just, you know, talk about me. I'd be like, I'm smarter than you, you know. It's better for thinking with. You know what I mean? I didn't isolate. Curiosity and a sense of divine mission. Plus, I could wear a hat. It's hard to wear a hat. I guess he could have wore a hat over them 2 brains. He could have made a hat. He's smart.
It's gonna look like a costume.
Yeah, but he created a whole race of people.
Bringing more attention to him. He had walking around with a hat to fit that head.
Yeah, you're right. I probably would have colored some nipples on each hemisphere, so at least it looked like you're walking around with 2 tits on your head or something, you know. Come a whole clown out there. But yeah, he was isolated, curiosity, and a sense of a divine mission. See, divine. His early experiences of being misunderstood and cast out fueled his determination to reshape humanity. In mythic terms, his childhood mirrors the archetype of the outsider genius, a Promethean figure destined to disrupt the cosmic order.
Yeah, that sounds like Satan. I mean, you know.
Yeah. Yeah.
Like all of these, the demigod, not
demiurge,
right?
Yeah.
That's the term.
Yeah, I've been meaning to do the etymology of that word.
Not the demigod, but the demiurge.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, I've been meaning that. Maybe I'll do the etymology of that word.
And we're in this duality, so it is necessary. I mean, because this simulation is it's binary, it's duality, it's duplicity.
Has to be.
Right. So I mean, to my saying I don't know if it's divine, according to this simulation, both sides are divine.
It's base reality. It's not a simulation.
Completely necessary.
Yeah. It's not a simulation.
It's proving out to be all the time. Yes, y'all. Don't stop. Self Love Show rocks on. Story of Yacub, y'all.
It's the Self Love Show, the Self Love Show, the Self Love Show.
We do it for our people.
The Self Love Show, it's the Self Love Show, it's the Self Love Show.
Too exposed and no equal.
The Self Love Show, the Self Love Show, the Self Love Show.
Tory Wordsmith 9 Mills.
Self Love Show, the Self Love Show. You
know how the story goes.
It's the Self Love Show.
Yo. We TATN and the producers have put together some outstanding videos for your edutainment. you to check them out right quick, and we'll be back and dig deeper into the content. Self Love Show. Story Wordsmith 9 Mills. You know how the story goes with the Self Love Show.
Moses fleeing the people from Pharaoh.
Right, let my people go.
40 years in a desert.
Manna.
Let's talk about what manna truly is. And
Agnostics in the Middle East right now saying manna is Peter.
can we put some sensibility to that? Being in the desert, and our Father, the Creator, loves us beyond. He's gonna rain down bread in a desert. Moses summoned the strongest men for them to dig, and that's where the whole term of so it is above, so it is what?
Below.
That means that Moses had the science for them to dig and find water.
Yeah, like the elephants can do.
So what do you find, even in a desert, when you dig down and find water? Do you find bread or do you find plants?
You're asking me to warn you about an enforcement action being taken by another agency before it happens?
Yeah.
Yeah, we can't do that.
Why not?
That would be obstruction of justice. You may want to talk to the city attorney.
Air quotes expert. Definitely. So, okay, I saw this video that alleged that it was you involved in this crazy ass shootout. What was that situation? Maybe it might not have been you. I'm not 100% sure.
Yeah, I don't think it was me.
Okay. But that wasn't related to any of the cases that you caught? Well played. Okay. So...
was some of my research, at USC. I did a survey. The question was, do you think that Jesus Christ was of African descent or European descent? Overwhelmingly, over 90-something% of the folks said African descent. I said, then do you think his ethnicity matters? They said, no, it doesn't matter. And I'm saying, it matters obviously to somebody.
It does.
Absolutely. And it matters to white supremacy. But whenever there's a book called The Color of Christ, the saga of race, I think in America, they track when, most people say, well, this is something out of Europe and, who was that? Michelangelo painted,
Yeah.
No, that ain't got nothing to do with why Jesus is white. Jesus is white because of America. Jesus is white because of white supremacy in the Klan. That's why Jesus is white. That's where that comes from. It didn't stick in Europe because they knew better.
The charges I'm going to announce, please know this. The charges themselves are not evidence. Everyone that I'm going to describe today is presumed guilty until and unless they are proven their guilt is proven by the government beyond a reasonable doubt.
And even in this instance, if I could be of service to a 9-year-old girl or a 19-year-old woman or girl who wants to be a woman, is to really remember that self-love is the best way that you can receive love from anybody else, because it's coming from you. A lot of times we forget that. We like look externally for this love. We look externally for this feeling of validation and adoration and approval, and it has to come from within.
Hey, you know, Cleveland, you better hide the markers from your kids. Somebody colored in your Jesus.
Somebody colored in your ass with too much ass, fat ass.
My testicles, they like ease down and they put their hands right between my butt. Just pulled my drawers down and dug in my rectum.
The ringleader and now disgraced.
Yeah, I mean, anything's possible. Thank God we recovered his DNA and be able to plant it on the scene. Thank God we recovered his DNA and be able to plant it on the scene And I understand they're opening up different cold cases now to see if they can identify possibly his DNA linked to other crimes.
Man, thank you guys for inviting me on. Thank you. Great format, very solid. You know, it don't have that low budget movie feel. You know what I'm saying? And we get that a lot in the Black community, for real. Like people look at us to be fuck ups. They look at us to be low budget. They look at us to be ignorant, stuttering, and use a whole bunch of and all of that. But no, they got the real deal on here. That everybody know who Torian Mills is, baby. They know.
Hey, well, bro,
They so ignorant.
Hey, but this platform's your platform. This platform's my platform. From Inglewood, California to
the
Chicago,
South Shore.
Crazy thing about it.
This platform is
made for you and me.
It's made for you.
The crazy and establish this Constitution for the United States of America. I was trying to get out the end of the preamble, but go ahead, bro.
Yes, y'all. We don't. Self Love Show rocks on.
It's the Self Love Show. The Self Love Show. The Self Love Show.
We do it for our people. To expose that no equals. Tory Wordsmith, 9 Mills. You know how the story go. It's the Self Love Show. Welcome back. Welcome back. Were you not edutained? Man, producers at TATN do they thing. Let people know so we can expand consciousness. That's one of our goals.
It's the Self Love Show. The Self Love Show. The Self Love Show. We do it for our people. The Self Love Show. It's the Self Love Show.
Facts. Let's push on, my brother. Let's push on. Thanks for y'all chilling at the break. Got to stretch our legs a little bit, do a little dank or whatever your unmentionables are. You know, top off those drinks, that water, whatever. All right, Brother Wordsmith, what were Yacub's experiments and how did he create the white race, allegedly? What's the science behind it?
It was grafting. Now, there are far and wide discrepancies in how he used the grafting. There's one model where he just used the recessive genes and made it the recessive genes. But I really don't see how that's grafting. From my memory, I remember there was grafting between recessive genes, humanoid, and various animals.
Yeah. Just want to put a pin in that real quick. Demiurge etymology Means any skilled worker who served the community, such as a craftsman, doctor, or builder. Is, as above, so below. It just means public worker, craftsman for the people, or artisan. Plato, who some said was copper colored, used the term demiurge in his dialogue Timaeus to describe a divine craftsman, a creator figure who shapes the universe out of pre-existing chaotic matter, but does not create it from nothing.
What's a demigod then?
Good question. Demigod. Also has roots in classical mythology. Latin prefix semi, half. Deus, God, half God. So that's going to be a hybrid, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Semi-deus was used by Roman poets such as Ovid and Cicero to refer to beings who were part divine and part mortal. These were usually offspring, and that's what I think they don't want us to know, that we're all demigods.
What's the urge?
What's a what?
No, we the gods. It's them peoples are the demigods.
What was your question?
With demi-urge, I mean, I'm trying to figure out what the urge part is, because
okay, there
demi
was
means half or something. I mean, because if it's half God and for demigod, then what does urge mean? That demi-urge means what it means.
It was on there. I just didn't read it.
Oh, okay.
Let's see. Demos is the Greek, English demiurge from the 17th century, from Latin demiurgus, from Greek demiurgos, Greek roots demos, people or public, and ergon means work or deed, public works.
Okay. So what was the definition? Because it sounded like it was saying it was a god. So
that was Plato's first to, because as above, so below, a divine craftsman. Plato was the first historically to describe it, to use it in the term of a divine craftsman, someone who shapes the material world according to the eternal forms. And we all know Plato studied in the Egyptian mystery schools. Gnostic cosmology. This is what you are. You're a Gnostic. The demiurge became a lesser, ignorant, or malevolent creator, distinct and inferior to the true transcendent God, the maker of the flawed material world. That's what the Gnostics say. So yeah, to your point, according to the Nation of Islam theology, Yacub used a process of grafting, a form of selective breeding to isolate lighter skin traits, your high yellows, over generations. Starting with the population of darker skinned people, he bred out darker traits until a new race emerged. These experiments were said to take place on the island of Patmos and lasted over 600 years. But that's why I thought he died at 150. Symbolically,
they always say that his followers carried on his work. They always say
okay, the people he was creating.
that.
Yeah. Symbolically, this dramatizes the manipulation of identity, purity, and power through science. So it sounds like what Hitler was trying to do, create a super race of evil.
Basically. The same race. They was trying, it was a continuation of Yacub. The anti-melanated.
So he was doing Mendelian genetics before Mendel. Is that what they're saying?
I mean, he was, doing all kind of genetics, super genetics. I mean, all right, hold on. we already know that they were mixing people and animals, right? That genetics. So there was
Okay.
already high genetics going on the planet
Before him.
I think so, but they their range of time 6,600 years ago. I don't know. I don't know what was, I don't know when, where, what.
Yeah, we don't know the timeline. It's been
Right.
distorted.
Right.
Grafting is a horticultural technique in which tissues from one plant are joined to another so that they grow together as one single plant. The scion, the upper part, shoot or bud, is attached to the root stock, the lower part, root or stem system. The goal is to combine desirable traits, for example, a fruit-bearing scion with a hardy disease-resistant. So was he doing this to people? Okay, in medicine,
Yeah.
grafting refers to the
But
transplantation.
the what you're talking about, I've seen trees that got
Yeah.
lemons and apples.
Yeah, yeah.
It's like, yes.
Grafting refers to the transplantation, this is medicine, of living tissue from one part of the body or one individual to another to repair or replace damaged tissue. Skin grafts, bone grafts, and corneal grafts are common examples. The surgeon performs a skin graft to cover the burn wound. A graft can also mean corruption or bribery, especially the use of one's position for personal gain. This sense comes from a different etymology, not from plant grafting. Example, the investigation uncovered years of political graft in the city government.
Yeah, I mean, the grafting of the plants or what have you makes sense in what they are postulating. Grafting, because it could be grafting the genes, you could be grafting the DNA. You know what I mean? And that's what I got from what I heard from the Nation of Islam and expanded with the uh, Wahhabians.
Yeah, I mean, unless he couldn't isolate the genome, then he would have to go by trial and error, which they're saying took 600 years, which is what Mendelian genetics was. That's how Mendel was able to figure out what the pea pod was doing because it had a shorter lifespan, a half-life. So, yeah, he was probably saying, okay, now I got a high yellow, and I'm, just like they do in dog breeding almost. You look at the way dogs have been domesticated over the years, cats. You see these little ass dogs now, Self, they're smaller than cats now.
They fit in your hand.
It's fucking ridiculous. If that dog gets lost, it doesn't have a chance out here in the world. Well, it's so cute. Somebody will take it in, huh?
And I don't think that little thing can get far enough away from you where it could get lost.
It ain't trying to get lost, huh?
No, it ain't. And it can't. You be like, hey, for too long, if it ain't right there, it can't be too far. It's too little.
Are there parallels between Yacub's story and modern genetic manipulation? This is where we are.
Oh, yeah. Well, absolutely. The claim is that the Anunnaki has manipulated with the hominoid that was on the planet already to create Homo sapien. I don't know if that's the truth or that's the case, but that's kind of what is in place. And usually when they tell us about something about the whole, it's usually about them and not us. So, you know, coming from a different hominoid and all of that, I think that's the manipulation that happened after, and it lines up with me with a Yacub story. I don't, you know or the story and all of that, but I do understand that something happened, and these, I know against most belief, I think we're different species.
No comment. I mean, the cat's got my tongue. Now, do you think penguins, do you consider penguins bipedal? Because, you know, they walk on two legs. And they said, bro, a penguin ain't afraid of you. If you go in the wild and find a penguin, it'll walk right up to you and everything. I think there's something going on with the penguin. We might have to cover that on a whole different show.
Okay. You know, I'm not completely familiar.
Yeah.
But I know most animals in their nature will protect their young. So I don't care what it's against.
Yeah, but it just walks up to you, whether you got young around or not. It's because they're the only bipedal things that they've ever seen. So it's probably just a curiosity. Maybe they're looking at you as a big penguin, but we'd have to get into that on another show. While Yacub's methods are quote unquote mythic, the themes resonate with modern genetic engineering, like CRISPR. You know, I don't know if we broke down CRISPR. I don't think we did. Designer babies and racialized science or eugenics.
We mentioned it. That's for sure.
Yeah, we've mentioned it for sure. So this tale, Yacub anticipates ethical debates about altering human traits, the dangers of eugenics, and the role of science in shaping society. Yacub becomes a cautionary archetype, part Prometheus, part Frankenstein, warning of intellect unbound by morality. I mean, somebody could be being a Yacub right now, and they always told me history repeats itself. You can have some Dr. Yacub out there right now using CRISPR and creating a super race of eugenics, if that made any sense. Okay.
Well, there are the super soldiers that they've made.
Yeah. And we've got we're gonna play the short part of Farrakhan. He's giving an explanation. But we'll do that momentarily. Why did Yacub want to create the white race? Kind of covered this, but what was his motivation is a better question.
His treatment is what I'm getting the feeling of, and his divine or his, I don't
So
even know
he
if
was a
divine.
sensitive little bitch.
You know, you can be there is a point where people can be bullied to where they are
That's
going to
true if it
do
was
something.
physical.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That they're going to do something about it.
Yeah, if it's physical.
Yeah.
But I mean, if you're in the tribe and everybody's just talking shit, it's just everybody talking shit. He had two brains. He should have been able to come up. He should have been able to come up with some one-liners.
Into the Nuwapian. He wasn't really in the tribe because his people was banished to the surface, and they was in the Agartha. The and you
Yeah,
don't.
but you playing the dozens though. He can't
He
come up with his own one-liners. He's got two brains.
Hey, it's a story.
All right, just not trying to think logically. You know, I mean, you know, if I had two brains,
and then logically, that's why you got to look at it as it's a story.
so you think it's a story? You don't believe any of this?
I don't know what happened 6,600 years ago.
Then how can you say it's a story?
Because I don't know what happened 6,600 years ago. I have no facts to put with it. I know that something happened.
Yeah, But to
Yeah,
say it's a
I
story
do.
suggests that you know it didn't happen, and it's
No,
just
no,
a
no,
story.
no, 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 no. I'm sorry if I gave that impression. I'm saying the story does not mean it didn't happen. It means I don't know what happened.
All right, I'm
And
just
it
asking.
is, yeah, it is what's purported, and as honestly, I don't know what happened 6,600 years ago. So, you know what I mean? Um, exactly. I know something happened though.
Well, the Nation of Islam, Yacub's creation was driven by a prophecy and a desire to challenge the existing divine order. Some interpretations suggest he sought to prove the power of intellect over nature. Others view it as a symbolic inversion of racial narratives where the oppressed become the creators, and whiteness is framed as a product of rebellion and imbalance. His motives remain ambiguous, like his two brains, adding to his mythic complexity. How did Yacub die, and what does his death represent? Did anybody talk about how he died?
I've just heard the age.
Yeah, natural causes. I'd have to believe one of the white people he created killed him. Wouldn't surprise me.
I mean, he was on the island with them. You know, it was
Somebody
nothing.
wanted to be in charge. Like, why are we listening to this black mother?
You know.
Yeah. And can we eat him? Eat his two brains? You know, he's got two brains up there. The story says Yacub died at the age of 150 after completing his mission. His death is not marked by punishment, but by fulfillment. He had set in motion a 6,000-year cycle of rule by his creation. Symbolically, his death represents the end of the initiatory phase and the beginning of a long karmic reckoning. In mythic terms, Yacub is the demiurge who births a flawed world and vanishes, leaving humanity to wrestle with the consequences. What biblical figures is he linked to?
Jacob.
Yeah, some people spell it Yacub with a J.
Yeah, I mean, there was no J, so.
True. So who was Jacob?
It's strange.
Wasn't he the children of Israel?
Yeah. He was white, I think. Is that who I think it was? It was Stark
none
White.
of
Who
them
was
are
Stark White? Somebody was Stark White. It was Adam Stark, Jacob.
Jacob was a key figure in the Hebrew Bible, a patriarch and the grandson of Abraham, who became the father of the 12 tribes of Israel. Yeah, that's yeah, yeah. He is known for his complicated family life, which included deceiving his older twin brother Esau and stole his birthright. Yeah, Jacob is the Jews. It's the Jew lineage. After fleeing his family, Jacob wrestled with a divine being through the night and was given a new name, Israel, which means struggled with God. Wow. Wow.
Struggled with God.
That's what Israel means, struggled with God.
And Yacub struggled with God. Demiurge.
Yeah. He used technology, tricked his brother Esau out of his birthright.
Yeah, shit. Yes. Yep.
Does sound white.
Huh?
Does sound white though.
It was somebody, it was one of them that was.
I mean, that sounds very white.
One of them was born white and put off to the side. I'm sorry, I can't. I can't. I don't recall.
Well, you got a computer right there, don't you?
Yeah, but it's not a lot of the stuff.
It's not on there. You probably find it on the
It's
AI
not
pulls everything.
on there anymore. Like some of the stuff that I know, it's not on there anymore.
So if there was no John, no J, what was John's name? Juan. Had to be Juan. John. Yeah, the apostle.
I mean, because if Yacub is Jacob, then John would be Jan with a Y at that point in time.
Okay.
Because
Well,
the names they've been spelled with a Y, they've been spelled with an I prior to the J being created.
Apostle John was one of the 12 apostles of Yahshua. Beloved disciple is what they called him. Traditional author of the Gospel of John, 3 epistles, and Book of Revelation, associated with the Christ figure's inner circle, and was entrusted with the care of Mary at the crucifixion. His ministry later extended to Ephesus, where he is said to have died in old age at around the year 100 AD. And his emphasis was on love and truth. What I'm trying to figure out is how they're tying. How is Yacub associated with these cats?
He's got to be a progenitor of them.
Right.
He's far before Yeshua.
Correct.
In the so-called lineage that we've been told.
And he should be after Jacob.
Yacub?
Yeah, if they're saying
He
6,600 years.
He should be Jacob.
Okay.
Yacub should be Jacob. You
history
said some shit about Jacob that, man, lines up right with them being Yacub, bro. Like, stole his birthright because he was smart and did what he did and created an evil. It's a demiurge, but the demiurge doesn't necessarily mean exactly what I thought it meant.
So the name Yacub, origin Hebrew, Ya'akov, Y-A, backwards apostrophe, A-Q-O-V. Here, I'll put it on the screen. Put it on the screen here, because. All right. Hebrew, the biblical Jacob, son of Isaac and Rebekah. In Arabic, Yacub, the same patriarch, was known as Prophet Yacub in Islam. The name means he grasped the heel or supplanter, to your point, supplanted. Esau, I would think that's another name for Paul. Damn, cat. So Yacub equals Jacob in English. They are linguistically and historically the same person, just in different languages. Apostle John and the name Jacob. This is where it gets interesting. John and Jacob are not the same name, but there's confusion. Man, if you don't get out. All right. The Apostle John comes. Okay. Fuck. This is where it gets interesting. John and Jacob are not the same name, but there's confusion in some traditions because of translation overlap in Greek and Latin texts. The Apostle John comes from the Hebrew Yohanan, meaning Yahweh is gracious. The Apostle James is actually whatever that is in Greek, which is the same as Jacob. So, Jacob, Hebrew Yaakov, Greek Lakobos, Latin Lakobus or Lacomus, English James. John, Hebrew Yohanan, Greek Ionis, Latin Lohannes, English John. Still don't know how none of that. John is a different name comparison. Okay. But I don't know. Maybe it doesn't have anything to do with John, but that's what they were pushing out.
They're always pushing some nonsense, dude.
Yeah.
So
Hallucination.
it's always confusing.
How does mainstream, quote unquote, Islam, big Islam, yeah. How do they view these teachings about?
They laugh at it just like I chuckled a little bit when you asked the question because they just they silly black Muslims, some foolish.
Yeah, I got reason to believe the original Muslims, Muhammad, but they don't want to show his image. Ain't talking about his image. But I got reason to believe he was copper bronze color.
We
too.
already know what it is, bro.
Yeah.
Just
But at least they don't push him out as pink everywhere. They just say we won't put any images.
No image. And it wasn't supposed to be no image, period. That's
What do you
what's
mean?
terrible.
There is no image of Muhammad, period.
No. I'm talking about of Christianity. And pardon me, I wasn't clear at all. I didn't say anything that would let you know that I was talking about a different thing at all. So
How long was white race to rule?
Apparently 600 years. But I would probably think it was 666.
That makes sense. Or 6,660, which would be the mark of the beast.
Yeah, that part. That's what I meant.
Okay. And what is the science that they would use to rule according to the fruit of Islam in the nation?
Tricknology.
Tricknology. And the 5%ers be talking about tricknology a lot.
A long time, but Clarence 13X, the father of the 5%ers, came from there. So, he spoke that tricknology and spoke it up. And devised a little thing, a little different than Nation of Islam, but put the science in there. And people that follow the science seem to be, they seem to prosper.
Don't they? Seem to be doing all right.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
They know the
family
mathematics.
values and
know the mathematics every day and all that. Them people
they don't tend to be on welfare and stuff like that.
They live their life clean and free.
Almost all of them pack a pistol, allegedly.
Well, I mean, it's a whole science to what they're doing, and how they live, and how they move. You gotta protect yourself because you know that.
What year did white rule end? You know that. Supposedly it's ended.
Yeah, it's the research that I've got doesn't seem correct at all because it's 1914 or something.
Yeah, right, but it's not. Yeah, that's what I got too. When we went from Kappa Alpha Nu, was that 14 or 15?
15.
Oh yeah, you're right. So all right, debated chapter was around. All right, so 1914 is when the white rule ended.
Well, not quite, because I mean
it's probably the start of the end.
Transition to the Zionism.
So-called Zionists. Well, no, they're Zionists. All right, whatever you want to call it.
I said Zionism, so I didn't even, talk about specific people. Whatever.
Yeah, we don't want to talk about those people. Right. All right. Okay. Farrakhan.
Well, if you can do it on your little level, what do you think the holy wise scientists can do who can listen to populations think and know what their thoughts will produce and write the history that we call Bible or Quran for 25,000 years into the future? And when a portion of that book is to be revealed, one of the major scientists, either in a vision or a dream,
right,
or they come directly.
It's funny, I was thinking about this very concept during this show. The prayer, the meditation, you mentioned consciousness. We've said on this show, all time is happening at once.
Yeah, we have access to it.
Mm-hmm.
And it's a thin veil.
Yeah.
And man, meditation and
deep prayer.
Just living in the moment. You can access just being able to be present.
Yeah.
You can explore all of them. I have flashes of that, but man, it's so fleeting. They're merely seconds.
Yeah.
And
to the person
I can't even, bring it back together. But I'm working on it. I'm work in progress.
Or the prophet that is to correct a situation and give them a piece of the writing called scripture. These books are written in advance of what happened. And they're not written by people who don't see. These people who write Bible and Quran, they know what's going to happen. And you can't make them liars. They can see. All right, now listen to me well. It's very important. Everybody all right? Yes, sir. I'm trying to move as fast as I know
That
how.
brother behind Farrakhan been with him forever, him.
I think that's his son.
Oh, is that who that is?
But covering the point, I'm coming to something very significant. The Honorable Elijah Muhammad says when the scientists went out and sampled the thinking of the people, they saw that in the year 8,400 of this present cycle, a man would be born named Yacub, born with a determined idea to make a new people on this earth, a new people that would be strange and different from any people that had ever been on this planet before.
Yeah, dude.
And that this people that he would make would rule with a contrary civilization that would wreak havoc on the earth. And when they brought their findings back to Allah, the judge, he looked at it. He could have said, we don't want this.
Right.
He said, let it be.
Divine order.
Why are you going to allow all this suffering? Because it's going to manifest human nature to its fullest, and it will test the people under evil to see whether evil is as productive in their lives as good. So that at the end of this experiment, each of them will know that evil is not the way that they should go, but you must choose righteousness. And the only way you will choose righteousness voluntarily is that you must suffer enough under evil. But the evil that you see in operation, ultimately you must come to know that it springs from yourself. And then not only will you call for the destruction of this evil world, but you will call for the destruction of the evil in yourself that this is the manifestation of. Then you are ready to be made whole, perfect.
So that's Minister Farrakhan. It's a great series, man. It's called The Man Yacub. What is his place in history? This is from part 2. It's a 3-part series on YouTube, y'all, on the official Final Call Incorporated Storehouse of Truth channel. Subscribe. I just subscribed. Fair use on that. You got anything on what you just heard, bro?
It's a wonderful motivation to move, to be better.
What he said is kind of how you summarize with the word balance.
Yeah. Period.
You know, it's funny, you started out the show talking about the hunger and the SNAP benefits being taken away. You know, so, you have everybody's nose wide open towards evil and calling them drop dead gorgeous and smart and clean, and everybody else is savages. Then they cut everybody off until they can't eat. And then now maybe they can truly see who the evil is.
Man, but they cut off the people that is their main supporters.
Yeah, that's what I was saying.
So
yeah, Trump.
That's why I said it's gonna be something going on. I mean, that's why I said it's gonna be a problem.
Oh yeah, like those 2 Karen twins. What?
Yeah, that's a whole Karen. That's a whole Karen
my
civilization.
Snap. You cut off what? You cut off my SNAP?
Man, an armed Karen civilization. Yeah. So, yeah.
You see them true colors, huh, Self?
I already know. I'm like, woo.
Yeah. That's very true. Let's see. Interesting. Who's going to be Farrakhan's replacement? He still ain't named it yet.
Oh no, because it ain't, man. It ain't.
Anybody wonders where the Drop Dead Gorgeous comes from?
Now, I've listened to your black ass talk all day about how much you can't stand black folks.
Ain't two of them in the history of the world that's worth a squirrel for it.
Oh, how much you love white folks?
Best thing the good Lord ever did for the planet Earth.
Ruckus, you black as the ace of spades, man.
I don't see the need for you to go and insult the man after a game of checkers. We've been reminiscing all day, looking in each other's eyes, acting like we like each other. Now you gotta go ahead and remind me of my ailment.
Ailment?
That's right. You heard of vitiligo? Shoot, well, I got re-vitiligo. Every year my skin just seemed to get blacker and darker and blacker and then more darker. It's the opposite of what Michael Jackson got. Lucky bastard.
Ruckus, how could you possibly love white people so much?
It's easy. Have you ever looked at them? White man just a joy to be around. They smell like lemon juice and pledge furniture cleaner. And look at them. They gave us discipline, jobs, put structure in our lives, took us out the jungle. And what we do to show our appreciation? We march up and down the street. We vote. Carry on.
You cannot tell me this don't sound exactly like Coach.
Yeah, very much. But really, it sounded a whole lot like that preacher in New York. Oh my God! And kind of look like him, but don't.
Yeah,
A little lighter skinned. Oh my God!
There's a bunch of ruckuses out here.
Oh my God!
Well, how about this?
The rhetoric
Game.
does sound. Oh.
Nigga.
Turned out he did have reverse vitiligo. When you go through that story, that show should have never been canceled. That shit should have ran longer than The Simpsons and all these other adult cartoons on, man.
It's crazy.
Flat out genius.
Just like other shows, that one, he had someone picked him up so that would stop.
Someone picked who up so what would stop?
Gruder. He had another show or something to do.
Oh, somebody picked up the creator of the show, had him do another show so he can't spend time on this.
Yeah, he couldn't sign on to the.
How's the other show doing?
Oh no, that was just to stop this, really.
Canceled after 1 or 2. How come he didn't start it back up? They could start it back up.
It's been some talk about it. But
Yeah.
you know, Witherspoon is passed. And I don't know how I know this information. I've watched some things. Wow. Yeah. I didn't even know I knew this much about the show. I really like the show. I've not seen all of the episodes, so I think that's going to be, on my menu.
I wonder why they spell Yacub with a C and a K.
Because this language is a spell. Depending on who you talking to, where you talking to them from about it, it's a different. And then I saw something where it was about 7 or 8.
Yeah.
Spellings.
Yeah.
Well,
he did exist. Well, according to Big Islam, but again, he's Jacob. It's the same person as the biblical Jacob, considered a prophet in Islam. But they're not saying that the biblical Jacob created white folks. Is what.
But there was somebody that was albino. Who was the albino?
Right, and that's what I thought was Yacub before we went down this this rabbit hole.
Who was the albino though?
There was an albino that everybody snapped on and banished him. Yeah, and banished him to the Caucasus Mountains.
And it wasn't Jacob?
No,
Moses?
no, Moses wasn't albino. These was black people. But I did hear a story about an albino.
Albino are
I heard they were banishing all the albinos.
right, but
So if you were born albino, they just banished you, and then that's how the white race was created.
No, that was leopardism is
Leprosy?
Right, leprosy was what you talking about. Albinoism. There was one of them that was albino, and he didn't have leprosy.
No, I heard that. No, I know the difference between leprosy and albinism.
That
And
made
they
people
they
wait
said
too.
that the Africans would ban the albinos, and then they just combined and became the white race. I forgot where I heard the story.
That was Nuwapian, but it still said that one of them was one of the main people.
One
in
of the
the whole
12 tribes of Israel.
The main from the structure prior to that is one of them is described as
albino, one of them 12.
White.
Let's see. All right, list 12 tribes of Israel.
It might even be before the 12 tribes.
Well, that's the only 12 I know of.
Jacob, I'm saying it was
Reuben, Judah, Dan, Simeon, Zebulun. Zebulun looks white. Gad, Levi, Issachar, Naphtali. Manasseh, Ephraim, Benjamin. You're not talking about these 12, huh? None of them strikes a bell. Reuben, Simeon, Levi.
I'm talking about prior to those.
Well, I mean, I don't know who was prior to those, because I think they descended from Adam and Eve, didn't they?
It was Adam, Eve,
Moses.
Moses, Jacob, all of these people were. I think it was Moses, actually. I think it really is. So never mind.
Yeah, Moses.
It's described.
I've never heard Moses was albino, bro. I don't know where you get it.
Described as white, and I'll look that up. That's for another time.
Yeah, I've never heard that. I'm not saying you haven't heard it. I'm just saying I've never heard that. I've always heard Moses was like jet black. Who was the one? Noah with the ark? All right, let's go ahead and close this out. What does the story of Yacub ultimately teach us in your mind?
Live in a duality, and it's for the balance to be preserved, it's going to be a bad and a good.
Yeah, up and a down, top and a bottom, left and a right. If we're in infinite space, it has to be.
For this, where we are, it has to be. It don't have to be. It's not a whole lot of places in the plane that's the same.
Yeah, and whenever I get into it with racist folks, I have them saying, well, what if you guys created? And I tell them, we created you, no matter how you slice it. So even if this is just a story of genetics, story of maybe you guys came from the albinos, you guys are a recessive trait, which means you came from us. We at minimum, we push you out of our loins and banish you to the Caucasoid Mountains, as a abomination, so to speak, at minimum. And this is where I talk to them when they bring it out of me. You crawl around, and that's why nobody taught you anything. You know what I mean? You raise yourself out there amongst the beasts, and that's why your water was the same water you drank was the same water you pissed and shit in. You know what I mean? You had lice and rodents in your hair, until we reconnected. Why? That's what it teaches me. Why does Yacub's myth still resonate today, if it's a myth? Why do you think this story still is a thing?
Because it's an explanation of why certain group of people act the way they do in Karen mode.
Why they hate?
The expectation that they're superior and move in a direction where you can't tell them anything. They're not capable of learning from people. So they have exposed themselves on the highest level. And it's evident for everybody to see. That's all you got to do is check the evidence.
Yeah. Yeah. Read the tea leaves. In the age of genetic engineering, racial reckoning, and spiritual searching, Yacub's tale remains relevant. It dramatizes the tension between creation and control, science and soul, and offers a mythic framework to understanding systematic imbalance, abuses, and the longing for restoration. Yeah, it's like an explanation. All right. Is this just eugenics?
No. Something happened. Eugenics was a pseudo science trying to, it was too late. It was over with.
All right. Let's hop to the poll question then.
Uh-oh.
All right. Do you believe the story of Yacub? We just did a very deep dive into this. Appreciate y'all popping out. 0% have said no. 0% said they do not believe that this story. I just find this fascinating. Completely fascinating. Now, 11% are unsure because they're rubbing their bum on the fence. They're not going to choose sides. You know what I mean? They're like Switzerland. 22% say yes, they do believe the story of Yacub. Interesting. 67% said, who's Yacub?
Wow.
So maybe we have to assume a crap load of them, once they realize who Yacub is, are going to say they don't believe it. But it's funny that everybody who knows are either on the fence or say yes, they believe it.
Yeah.
Am I interpreting this data wrong?
No. From our people that saw it and participated. And I'm going to openly and be honest right here.
Don't tell me you're back to back rubbing your bum on the fence.
Man. Yeah.
We didn't have the option last week, and and that was the first time you were going to rub your bum on the fence.
I picked a side last week.
I know you had to because we didn't have the option last time.
Right.
So we bring the option back. This is going to be 2 straight weeks of rubbing your bum on the fence.
Whatever. That's the topics you pick. You know what I mean? They're provocative. Because the truth of the matter is, I know some shit happened, but I don't know if there was a guy named Yacub that did it.
That invented white folks.
Yes. I know there was some manipulation and this and that or whatever, but I don't know that,
Regardless of what his name was, do you believe that white people were created by scientists?
Yes.
Okay, well, that sounds like you believe the story of Yacub. No, I guess all the other stuff. All right, you're reading too much into it, in my opinion. I flat out said yes. I thought about it. Um, and I said yes, but I see what you're saying. Like, there's a whole lot going on in the story that makes it feel
Yes.
allegorical or mythical.
Yes. And then they putting this name, that name, and moving it from this people talking about it to this
Yeah.
people talking about it. Yeah.
Guy with two brains, but if he had two brains, then it's like what dude said in the chat. He could have been Anunnaki, like Nuthouse.
I
You
mean,
know,
like we said, it said that there was some way that they had to be according to the Nuwapians, he couldn't be a part of the royal family because of some way he was born. You know what I mean? It's almost like the Savior Yeshua in the Jacob form to me as well. You know what I mean?
hmm yeah.
It's
So when
kind
I threw out Noah, Nuthouse says Noah may have had albinism. Ancient
man,
extra biblical Jewish sources and the Dead Sea Scrolls describe Noah as having unnaturally white skin,
yeah,
white hair, and eyes that glow like the sun.
man. I knew it was one of them. I couldn't think of who it was. Thank
Yeah,
you.
you said it was before the 12.
Yeah, I knew.
Yeah, Noah, the one who was
Yeah,
doing
thank you.
genetics too, wasn't he? I
Thank you,
mean,
that house.
well, I mean, the ark, right? The Noah's Ark, some people have suggested that he wasn't getting the animals, he was getting the
The
DNA.
DNA. Yeah,
Yeah,
period.
yeah.
Period. Period.
So Noah could have been an albino geneticist, favored by God.
I'm not even uh 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 I'm not even speculating on that part. Shit, it was probably enough to construct the so-called ark, and I won't even know what that meant. I mean, ark can mean many things.
Yeah, Nuthouse said it was a lab too. Pick
Yeah,
up
it's
some
all a
Nuthouse, huh?
lab, bro. Yeah,
Yeah, it
nut house is man.
was a floating lab. The story of Yacub Unpacked. Please hit that like button, y'all. Share this to like minds. The views expressed in today's pod are those of the hosts, guests, and are not necessarily reflective of TATN or any affiliates. You got any final words on this, there, fella? Before I wrap it up.
Yeah, I don't know. Nut house want to come up. We'll probably be here all night, but yeah.
Yeah, Nuthouse. Yeah, Nuthouse. You. Hey, reach out to us in the comments or something if you want to pop out, man. Because we do interviews, bro. He seems like a fascinating subject, doesn't he?
Absolutely.
Interesting name too. Nuthouse. Hey, can you say Nuthouse on YouTube?
Yeah.
Looney Bin.
Well, nut house ain't loony bin.
It's
I
a
got
house where you store nuts.
yeah, I got pecans, I got
Okay,
walnuts,
all
you
right.
know, pistachios.
All right, that's fair.
You
Yeah, it's fair. It's fair.
you're running the spell. You know, it can run it how you want to run it.
Yeah. All
Cause who?
right.
Oh,
So
oh yeah. He said, oh yeah. Okay, so reach
yeah,
out now.
I'll give him my email.
Yeah, reach out.
Well, yeah. Yeah, hit me up. The house. All right. Wakil said Nut House 8. You all right. As we close this journey into the mind of Yacub, we're left with more than a tale of genetic manipulation. We're left with a mirror that reflects our fears. Hold on here, Jim. a mirror that reflects our fears of unchecked intellect, our longing to explain suffering, and our deep need to reclaim narrative power. Whether you see Yacub or Jacob as a literal figure or a symbolic construct, his story challenges us to confront the forces that shape identity, history, and belief. Yacub's legacy ain't just about the creation of a race, it's about the creation of meaning. His quote, myth, end quote, dramatizes the tension between knowledge and morality, exile and transformation, science and soul. In that sense, he joins a long lineage of archetypal figures who dared to reshape the world and paid the ultimate price. See King Von. His story is less about the past and more about the present and the future we choose to build. So, as you step away from this episode, ask yourself, what stories have shaped your world? Who are the Yacubs in your own ethos? Those who disrupt, create, and complicate the new world order of things. And how might reframing these stories help us reclaim our power to imagine something new? Stay curious, stay informed, stay aware, stay engaged, and most importantly, stay true to self. Also, love yourself and everyone around you deeply. Time ain't forever. Remember, ask not what our culture can do for you, but what you can do for our culture. Silence is violence, and continue questioning everything. Because the Self Love Show ain't Kansas, Toto. Peer down those rabbit holes. Do your own research, but use caution and discernment because sometimes when you stare into that abyss, well, the abyss stares right back at you. Peace, self love, honor, and respect. Big Ups Midwest Festivals presents Ancestral Echoes. That's a Clamping Music Fest. Big Ups Tay Mills Aesthetics. All right, that link is in the chat. Licensed, bonded, fully insured. Big Ups Bella B. Doing some great designs. That link is in the chat. Designs365 at Gmail. And Big Ups Gym Recovery. We gotta get that phone number. He'll come out and tow you quick. It could be 20 below zero. No matter the situation, he'll figure it out.
Make it happen.
Man, so where y'all moved the joint to?
Yeah, we're gonna have a big announcement when it's all, legally binding and such. But, we ain't signed, but it's gonna be closer and
Still working out dotting the I's and crossing the T's.
Well, I think I can say Crete.
Okay.
I don't say where it's at. So, it's gonna be closer. It's land that's gonna make it it's gonna continue the beautiful situation that we've had. And I think it's gonna be make
more accessible.
More people come, yes.
Yeah. Yeah, more accessible. And then, as you continue to build, at some point you can move it further once everybody jumps on the bandwagon if that's what you decide to do. It's always an option.
No, we're gonna have them all over. So that's the future.
Yeah, well, I'm
saying
waiting
on the Self Love Show that
I'm waiting for Ancestral Echoes Cali, LA style.
Oh yeah, definitely. I already feel some land that I want to do out there.
Yeah.
All
right, y'all. Today's riddle, we normally solve it here, but Nut House, he said that's dumb. Nut House already.
Yeah.
Nut House already solved it. I split the seed, but not the soul. From dark to light, I played a role. Born of thought, yet cast aside. Who am I with truth denied? Who am I, Brother Wordsmith?
Yacub.
Yeah, also known as Jacob.
Yeah.
Yacub. Well done, y'all. not sure about our 11 show. Maybe it'll be Demp. You know, gotta reach out to Demp. Shoot him my number. So
Oh yeah, Demp definitely will lock in if he's
yeah,
available.
yeah. Or shoot me his number, whichever one's easier.
You know, Demp is
yeah. Dempsey Dent.
Yeah. Oh, damn. Wait a minute. Freddie Glass, the DJ extraordinaire. One.
Okay. Yeah. Yeah. We'll
You
extend
know,
the house
my partner.
series and do some esoteric talking.
Demp, Freddie, let me know. You already hit me. So.
Yeah. Yeah. All right. And then also next Sunday, y'all can always pull up. You know, man, that damn Bears game, huh, Sal?
Oh man, won the game. That's all I gotta say, baby. We won. And I know that, you know,
I wanted the special
concussion.
teams coordinator head, and I wanted the defensive coordinator's head.
I was kind of happy that the concussion protocol had moved a certain player that he did make the catch that he made.
And that was unnecessary roughness. I've been saying that for years. That the league
yeah.
need to clean that shit up, man. If you could just touch a player and he's down, why they let people pile on him like that? Unless he's a white quarterback, because you know the copper colored ones don't get the same. He's a runner. He was a runner.
I'm talking about the tight end. Shit,
I know.
Yeah. Shit.
That was unnecessary roughness.
It was 100%.
He's already down. All you gotta do is touch him, and you drop your shoulder in his neck. I'm surprised that dude wasn't fine. You could kill a person like that.
Yeah, well, you know.
He was the defenseless receiver, and he's pink. But I hear what you're saying. The bigger side of it is you were happy he was out of there, and then you can see the other kid make plays.
Man, the guy that wants to play, and not the
company plant.
Well, more than the company plant, this motherfucker's been point shaving.
Yeah. He'd have dropped that ball, or he'd have failed as soon as he caught it.
I mean, I mean that would have been right in field goal range, but you don't want to deal with field goals.
Our kicker was shaky as hell that game, man. The whole special teams outfit.
They should have left the other guy in. They should have left that motherfucker chill.
Stay with the hot leg and let this dude heal up.
Chill another week,
Another 2 weeks. As soon as this guy misses a kick, then we'll run you out there.
Nah.
Yeah, I hear you. You sound like Diesel said the same thing, but
I mean, for real, I think he would have made the tackle on the kickoff if he had put it there. Real talk.
I forgot about that.
Real talk. I think he would have made the tackle. Like,
man, he didn't even slow that dude down, man.
Man, that dude said,
I forgot about the kicker back there.
Bitch. Ole, it was like Ole.
Well, the thing is, the kicker, that other kicker would have kicked it out. Like he's got a better leg. Dude probably wouldn't have been back there. His kickoffs would be deeper. You know what I mean?
I mean, it was at the 2-yard line. You know what I mean? That's kind of
but they catching it moving forward. When you got a kicker with a leg, they're usually catching it moving backwards, and then they take the knee.
He might have kicked it into the end zone.
Yeah,
right.
Yeah,
right.
That's what I'm saying.
Right. I'm saying shit.
Hey man, that special teams coordinator, I know he's copper colored, but let me tell you something. This is a business. Your black ass. You know what I mean?
They had a very, very bad game.
Horrible. And that defense coordinator too. Horrible.
I mean,
up until the last 2 minutes, he wasn't horrible. Right? Them last 2 minutes were horrible.
I mean, it was ridiculous. Like sports entertainment, ridiculous.
Oh, what about the cheating? We had 2 return interceptions, and they called both them bitches back.
So much cheating.
Yeah, so much cheating. Yeah. It was a stat self.
Oh my God, there was so much cheating. It's just ridiculous. Like, and I still, knew I saw the opening kickoff. I was watching the game. Thank goodness I was watching the game by myself, and I was like, "Wow, okay." I was like, "We're still gonna win this game." I knew it.
I watch them all by myself. Yeah, I did too. But did you? I kept saying F this team, but there was a stat said the Bears, bro, this season are second in penalties before the last game. But not only that, the teams that we play against are second fewest in penalties every week, like on the aggregate. So they call them the second highest amount of penalties against us and the second fewest against the other damn team, bro. This is what we've been up against as Bears fans this season. And I told somebody we need to check that
This
for 20,
season?
30, 40 years. Yeah,
This season? Oh,
right.
No.
Right. We need to check that for
exactly what you said. It's saying the same thing. I'm like, this is no, that's
Yeah.
That's since we've been a winning football team. And,
Yeah.
and during those seasons, we had it on our side. Period.
And
other than that,
go ahead.
Other than that, it's been crapulous bullshit. It's bullshit. Oh, it's bullshit.
And the only reason the 85 Bears won is because they what?
They destroyed people.
Same thing like when we had Jordan. They was beating the brakes off people, and Jordan was just too clutch down the stretch. It was just impossible to cheat without having somebody storm the court. And they cheated the Bulls.
Yeah.
And they was cheating 85 Bears. Mike Dicker used to be on their ass.
That Miami game. They cheated.
Oh, God. Don't remind me. We got a song for you before we close you out with
what has happened
Wordsmith's final
to
word.
this place? I don't recognize it anymore. It used to be so fun and special. What is life worth living for? The dream is dead, our land is gone. There's a hole in my heart and I can't go on.
Yacub
There are too many minorities at my water park. This was our land, our dream, and they've taken it all away. They just keep coming and coming. Minorities. I tried to go and tell the police, but even the authorities are minorities at my water park. There's no place for me to sit anymore, and the lines just keep getting crazier. There are Mexicans all around me. The lazy river has never been lazier. It's a 40-minute wait to go down one slide, and the instructions are in Spanish on the zip line ride.
Guarde sus brazos y piernas dentro del paseo.
Just do it in English. There are too many minorities. Too many at my water park. Somebody do something. Where did they all come from? Why can't they leave this land alone? And it's such a tragedy. Feel bit like dying. We look the other way too long. We've got to change our priorities and get all these minorities out of my water park. Minorities, Mexicans and Asians, black people. I think I even saw Native American growth. God, I'm asking, please, get all of these minorities out of my water park.
Man, I will poop my pants if y'all played this at if somebody put that in their set at Ancestral Echoes. I would poop my pants. You hear me? Just throwing that out there. I mean, poop my pants. Big up to Cartman. All right, brother Wordsmith.
Yeah, I'm not sure if Cartman would be part of my set.
Oh man. All right. That was bogus. All right, let's see if we can come up with something here. All right. Let's see here. All right, we did the Juice WRLD beat last time. So we got a J. Cole beat. We got a Nas. Let's do the J. Cole beat. I don't think you've ever done that. J. Cole. Wordsmiths, final words. Nuthouse said cardiac kids. He's shaking his head. He's covering his face. I think it's the Minority song. And he may be laughing at the assertion of having that played at Ancestral Echoes.
Uh-oh, you might play it.
Yeah, I'll perform it. You know what I mean? Y'all just get that tune going. Minority. And my music fast. All right.
I think I'm going to have to say a solid no.
All right. Here we go, y'all. My personal favorite part of the whole shebang, and that's going to be Wordsmith's final words out there. Big ups to the Regulators, party at the fun house out there. Did you get one of these?
No.
All righty. All right.
Where did it come from? When was that? That was a while back.
No. Bella B sent it out. Sent it to Ace, and Ace sent it to me. And then I saw it said Regulators. It didn't say Mouthpiece Included, so I wasn't sure if she had hooked up all the thuns. You know what I'm saying?
No.
Oh, okay. All right, here we go.
Not sure who Bella B is, but thank you so much.
She one of the sponsors.
I know, for sponsoring us all the time. Just talking about the personal connection. At least that I know of. All our sponsors. AE. Y'all know we see the truth and know the proof is at hand. But I'm here to help all y'all minds expand. Yacub, don't know if it's true, but I do know something. What they told us it's irrelevant, and they ain't been telling us anything that they know. They wasn't even here. So let's grow. Me personally, I don't know what happened 6,600 years ago, but I know what these people say, and they science so. It says a lot of bullshit. But damn, it lines up with the script. Man, it's time to elevate our mind and how we came to see. It's time for us to know what it is and know what it is to be. They've been trampling on what has been. They change what has been into what they want to spin the whole thing in their vision. But they vision cloudy. They got on sunglasses and it's loud outside. They can't take the sun and they want us to listen to them. Tell them they indigenous to our land where we begun. All civilization. Yacub, old school. There's people who have rule, but their ruling's done. I am the son of creation. Man, don't get me started. I'm a mention. Our time is now. Eat them for luncheon. Fact, let's have a whole banquet. Fuck them. Let's go. There was a time when we were here the only ones and ruled, and we took shit to a different level and schooled, and we probably got arrogant. Maybe so. Yacub came to bring balance. and balance the whole will, the whole cell.
My bad. Karen, get your head out your ass.
For sure tell. It's a blessing that we're here and how we live in our lessons. Tory words, 9 meals, Self Luv Show. Love y'all. Words.
Words. Chicago. Words, words, words. Great job, Luke. Appreciate y'all. As always, really appreciate y'all. And Karen. Take us away. Karen. Here we go.
Love, honor, self-love, respect.
Do you think you are the one? Honestly, I don't know. You know what that means? It's Latin. Means know thyself.
Time is now, my people. We must stand together.
I will eat the right foods that I
grow myself.
Cause the wrong way stole my health. I'm glad to be me now and nobody else.
Man, know thyself.
I will eat the right foods that I
Grow myself.
Cause the wrong way stole
My health.
I'm glad to be me now and nobody else. Yo,
Bullets.
getting the code and all the scriptures, potions and elixirs.
Come on, Karen. Bullets. A boomerang.
Stand your ground.
Murder is suicide.
Yeah, well, an eye for an eye.
Silence is violence.
See something, say something.
You want to be a slave? Vibrate greed. Ego. Fear. That's how they make you a slave. You end up in prison.
Okay. I know for sure, charity plus humility times love is freedom.
That's how you get out. Do not answer questions.
Question everything.
We've got two who can see. Fear is cap. It's an illusion.
Yeah. Vibrate love.
See if you can hear it. You never die when you breathe in the Holy Spirit. Swine ain't divine, the people they won't go near it. Salad bar, spit it, not your average hard here to bring you back to God. Said it just like Master Far sent you. The end ain't always happy.
And forgiveness is love's supreme vibration.
So, do something charitable for a so-called enemy and end a beef.
Healthy people, heal thy people. That's a commandment.
Yeah, 'cause hurt people, for sure, gonna try to hurt people.
Free Larry Hoover, man, like Big Meech.
Free Jeff Ford.
Free all the guys, man.
Prison to slavery.
Check that 13th Amendment if you don't believe them. And be Yah. Walk on water.
Man. Move mountains.
Oh, Mountain Dew.
Yes, sir. Week by week, that mountain is getting weak. It's moving. Look at it.
I'm gonna let you in on a little secret. Being the one is just like being in love. No one can tell you you're in love, you just know it. through and through, balls to bone.
Still got them, bro.
Got mine.
Same, man. Stop snitching on y'all self. Take school serious.
Be sure to subscribe to my channel if you haven't already, because subscribing makes you feel good.